All right. I'm back after I guess you can say 2 week long break that half of it was not planned. Honestly, I miss streaming, guys. I am so glad to be back and I'm ready to hit the ground running, get back on that grind, you know? Welcome in Artistic Dreamer, welcome in Serena, welcome in Vulcan. I know we're starting a little bit normally, we're starting a little bit slow, but it has been 2 weeks and I'm still like getting back into the swing of things. Hold on, let me switch over to the just chatting student screen really quick. It has been a hot minute though. Hi chat, it's good to see you guys again. My tracking might be a little bit wonky today because it has been a while since I actually turned on VTube Studio. I'm back from my off-kite trip, as well as taking a little bit of a week off because I did get the con crud, which was honestly, like, it's kind of expected, but at the same time, not, because I did a pretty good job, like, keeping my face covered and everything like that. So I might have gotten it somewhere at a party. Also, let me check and see if the audio is good. The audio is good. And also, I miss streaming, honestly. Like, it is nice to get back into some streaming. I got something a little bit special planned for this week that I'm going to be doing this entire week, hopefully. In fact, I think I have we're starting it today, day one, specifically. And I'm very happy about this. So this week specifically, I will be doing the Ludwig course that he did at Streamer University. What that entails is I'm going to react to the videos that he posted involving his courses, specifically his classes. And then I'm going to basically take down notes. I'm going to comment on a few of his like takes and things like that, because Ludwig is like one of the biggest streamers on not only Twitch, but just in content creation generally. So he knows his stuff. Not to mention he's like one of the richest streamers out there. So I'm going to be taking the course just to basically get a little bit of some insight and whether or not if we can apply this to my own streaming content as well. I will say though, like this trip definitely has made me like think about like what kind of content I want to make moving forward and how I want to sort of structure everything moving forward. The big thing is that I'm going to be changing up how long I stream. Unless it's a really big game that I really want to play or do a marathon, all streams moving forward are only going to be limited to 4 to 5 hours of streams. 4 to 5 hours just to give myself a little bit more time to work on figuring out content that can be turned into YouTube videos moving forward. Because the biggest thing like with streaming, I would say for me, is I want to try to push for more making content at least like offline for it. But at the same time, like I want to be able to, oh my gosh, this is Sniffa. Hello there, Narita, welcome in. We're just getting started. I also spent like a little bit some time understanding like, yeah, Ludwig only streams maybe like 4, maybe 5 hours per stream, depending on like the content he wants to make. And he's actually mentioned that in his own videos as well. And I think the biggest thing is like a lot of people stream, both content creators and YouTubers, but they don't know if they're making content or not. They're just streaming because they can, which is not a bad thing. It's not really a bad thing at all. It's just that if you want to try to turn this into like something you want to make money off of and turn this into a career, you have to really sort of strategize what you're going to try and make as content over just going live and having no plan. If that makes any sense. Hi, Spec. Hi, Narita. How you doing? But yeah, moving forward, I think I'm going to be having streams between Tuesday and Thursday specifically. And then the weekends are going to be basically weekends are going to be days off for me when I can actually work on things like commissions, videos. I want to try to spend the weekend working on videos more. So actually streaming less and making more videos is more optimal, I would say. Yeah, keeping streams limited to 4 to 5 hours is something I've heard a lot about. That seems to be the strat, because the thing is, like, once you hit like the 4 to 5 hour mark, you hit the peak point. But if you go even further, sometimes you lose a lot of that momentum, and then your viewership goes down with it. It's like you got to look at your analytics with that, from what I can tell. And I've noticed that too with my streams. Also, hi Major. Hi Major. I'm doing good, just prepping for this weekend, and then gonna speed pack for my move. I wish you the best of luck, Narita. Okay, but also the reason why I would have been bouncing back a lot sooner if it wasn't for the fact that I didn't get sick last week. So I've been completely out of it for the past week. I didn't get a chance to upload any videos or make any new videos. And I've been spending at least like the entire week just recovering from the con sickness, which I still am. I'm just a lot better now today to be able to stream. And then now I was able to like get back in yesterday with a collab with Natsumi, actually doing a tier list involving VTuber designs, which we're definitely going to be doing a part 2 for as well very soon. So for all the people that submitted for that, we are going to be going through everybody.
Why? I just don't get it. I always catch you watching this sick. This is sickening.
Yeah, I am a sick fuck. But yeah, don't get sick. Yeah, don't get sick. Don't get sick. Yeah, I just don't get sick next year. But honestly, next year I'm definitely going to be taking some vitamin C tablets with me moving forward, because I am definitely going to be carrying like emergency and vitamin C tablets with me. That way I can just like boost my immune system for the foreseeable future. Because it seems like a lot more people are getting sick at cons, and I want to be very, 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 very much like prepared. Also, like, I made a lot more friends at Offkite than I thought I would be doing, and I'm definitely going to be reaching out to a bunch of folks for some future collabs or just some hangout moments and stuff like that too. I will say my Chicken Katsu has opened up a lot more friends to hang out with, so expect a few more people to be showing up here on stream for sure. Or just me and have a stupidly powerful immune system. I did have a stupidly powerful immune system, but I feel like I gotten a little bit like laxed the last couple of years. Where's the cheese evidence? Okay, so that needs to be worked on, because I gotta censor out a few people in the shot, because number one, Addie's in the shot, and also Maki's in the shot, and also I'm in the shot. So I need to find a way to basically censor out everybody's faces before I show the video. But I do have footage. I have footage of the actual cheesening. I provide cheese evidence. There. Okay, so that's true. That's true. You did provide that cheese evidence, but we need to provide the other cheese evidence, which we have with Mokami, who spent $1,000 for me to get sprayed with spring cheese or spray cheese, which I have a whole story about that, by the way, because I was going to Addie's and Maki's stream, not their stream, their meet and greets, and they just randomly had a can of spray cheese ready to go, and they were like, "Do you want some spray cheese?" And I'm like, "Why do you have that already on hand?" Spec, hello there, Mokame. Insane. And thanks to Brave, we have now video evidence of me getting sprayed with spray cheese, which basically got all over my face. But I gotta like edit it in a way where we don't show the face. Was the spray cheese on hand or a snack or something? No, I got literally sprayed in the face with spray cheese. Yay, cheese. Yep. Yep, Milk Me, your cheese. The financial obligation has been met. And there is video of the spray cheese. I just need to make sure Addie and Maki are okay with me posting it. Because again, like I gotta try to censor out their faces. I'm fine with showing my face. Like the thing is, like the funny thing is like there's already 2 videos of me with my face and other videos. For example, like the Sea Dog VA video of him paying almost over $100,000 on that freaking drawing board back in TwitchCon for Vegas. I'm in that video. My face is in that video specifically. And there's another video where I'm also in with Cinder at some point. You don't see my face, but you see like parts of my body in there because I'm giving her like a gift. So yeah. Wait, your face was there? It's still, the video is still up because I think Connor has never taken that down. And I kid you not. Also, this is like, okay, that's the video, specifically that con where I actually met Sea Dog IRL because he was actively looking for me because I drew a crazy kaiju on his whiteboard and he wanted to know who did it. And so I got a chance to meet him and he introduced me to his stream and everything like that. And it was pretty cool. He's a really nice dude. Hi, Spectre. Hi, Dima. How you doing? Hi, Dima. Can we get a shout out for Dima? Major, can you shout out Dima? How you doing, Dima? I hope you've been well. I'm sorry I haven't been like super active. I've been so busy and also got sick. I feel like it's been a hot minute. How you been? I know it's been a hot minute. A lot has happened in the past like couple of weeks. And I've been just like, I've been all over the place. You chilling? Oh my gosh, I hope you're better now. I'm a lot better. I'm so glad I took a week off. Was it the off Kai Funk? It was the off Kai Funk. And I don't know who did it. I know some people got sick after. That's true. Yeah, we did. A few of us did get a little bit of the sick. I know Exo got sick. I think Salem got sick a little bit. I believe Kazuha got sick. A few of us got sick. Just a few of us. So you did get sick? I did get sick. Pouncing Corner. I already told you guys, I already said in my status I was sick. That's why I was like away for like 2 weeks. But I hope you're doing well, DM. Have you been working on anything cool lately? I know you're always cooking up something. Oh yeah, I got a chance to see by the way, Dima, I got a chance to see Maki and Adfree at their meet and greets. They're super sweet and everything like that. I've been good, just been low-key head down in comms. Gotcha. Understandable. I'm trying to get back into the grind for sure. I got like a big project that I got to work on for one client, and I got another like 2 smaller ones at the moment. I definitely want to do it now because man, con hotel prices are expensive, and I need to now like start making that bread again. A bit of the people caught the ick off Kai. Yeah. This is funny. People I hung out with got sick. People I stayed with got sick. The person who kissed me got sick, but I still didn't get sick. That's crazy. Either I'm patient 0 or immune to everything. With how everything's going, I think he might be patient 0. I'm definitely hitting up Alkai next year. Hell yeah, I need to see you. Also, like, Dima, if you plan on making a booth, I'm definitely going to be buying up, like, your merch. Or if you plan on making a booth, you have full reign of making merch of me. Yeah, Offkite next year is going to be in April, which is pretty close. Bro, I'm going to try. Hell yeah. I would love to do a booth next year. I just need to figure out how to, like, I either have to, like, fit all of my products into, like, one suitcase and check it. Actually, I could do that. I could basically use a checked bag for my merch and then take it with me on the plane because I don't want to drive. I don't want to drive all the way back to Cali. but like I went around on an iPad. Oh yeah, you went on the I didn't get a chance to see you, but I've noticed that there was a lot of VTuber Researcher Club R2D2 bots rolling around. I saw a few, which was really fun. I was like, there's no hope everyone is too good. Oh yeah, you could also ship out your merch to your hotel. I've done that before. That's what I probably might also do too. I would have to do it and tell them it has to be shipped to this day. I am a little bit worried about like shipping my merch to the hotel because I always worry that it might either be late or too early. And the hotel would be like, what do we do with this? I would have to probably like, I definitely am going to have to talk to you, Dima, about that because it seems like you have more experience with that than I do. I need to talk to you and Freem specifically about that because I'm not basically used to doing a booth. So I would definitely love to get some insight about that. You can confirm with the hotel if they can hold it for you before you arrive. Interesting. I wonder if Offkai does shared booths. That's also what I want to... I think so, because I think Deerbits and Freem kind of were sharing a booth, kind of. If I remember correctly. I'll have to ask Freem. If I ended up both getting a slot, honestly, I would totally be down for that. I would totally be down sharing a booth with you, DMO. Our art together would be like the most popular art in the room. Not gonna lie. I think like if I was gonna do like a merch booth, I would probably do stickers specifically, and a limited amount of posters. Stickers, keychains, and posters would be my go-to. I'm also thinking about maybe doing like a mystery box, like a mystery box keychain assembly. Like people can get a mystery box with a limited amount of keychains, and then it'll be one of their like favorite VTubers or something like that. Because I think that would be really sick, and people would just be going after their favorite like Oshis. You know what? That sounds like a sick idea. Hold up. Honestly, like if we can like, I might try that next year. There's also another thing I want to do next year for Offkai outside of the booth. Oof. I think the other thing too, like for a booth is like, I definitely need like a couple people to help watch the booth. That way I can just like go to say like, for example, like this panel idea I want to do with Anarchy for next year as well as go to some other events that are happening like midday. That way I'm just not like at the booth 24/7. I definitely need to like have like somebody help hold the fort while I'm away. People love mystery boxes. That's so true. They did this really cool like mystery box setup where they had like a sort of like a display where you choose your class, where you can like randomly choose your class for Final Fantasy 14. And I thought that was pretty cool. They ran out of the keychains for them, but it was a really cool concept. I got Dragoons specifically, which was pretty funny because Dragoons are like the they're the dragon hunters. Oh yeah, having booth partners is a must. Yeah, if I'm gonna do a booth at Offkai next year, I need someone to help sort of hold the fort, just in case if I need to step away and go take care of some other things. So I might either like grab a friend to help sort of run the stand, or just like see if any of the mods is going to be showing up. Also, is that a Mookie in chat? You can't just lurk and bounce like that. Get back here. Can we get a shout out from Mookie? Anywho. They're so cute. Yeah, I really want to do the keychain specifically because I think that'd be really fun. I definitely am. I'm probably gonna get the go ahead between like Anarchy, EXO, definitely Frame, Maki for sure. Probably also Angel Steps as well because I know how much she and I basically help support each other behind the scenes. So yeah. I would love to do like I want to get, I think like starting maybe like sometime next week, not next week or sometime this month or next month, I'll probably get started like figuring out a list of like VTuber style merch to sell at Offkai. And then I want to do like Uma Musume merch as well, because I saw a funnily enough at Offkai, the only two styles of merch I saw was either, surprisingly, the most of it was VTubers and Uma Musume specifically. Also, hi Minx. Thanks for the shout out. If I had money and time, I would go to a con. Understandable. I will say though that Offkai is definitely worth it. I say Offkai is a little bit more worth it because we're not like, unlike TwitchCon. TwitchCon feels like you're kind of like sort of separated based on your status on Twitch, whereas Offkai, everyone feels a little bit more on like equal footing in terms of like networking, I would say. So yeah, Uma and VTubers go so well together, both idol coded. That's so true. Because the thing is, like, I thought I was expecting like more Genshin art or like Zenless Zone Zero art, or Honkai Star Rail. There was barely any of that. Like, it was all Uma Musume. Like, I saw multiple booths with Uma Musume related like art. Let's see, I know Sayu's definitely down for that. Let's see, who else? I definitely need to make a list of like people that would like to see me draw them as merch, because I definitely want to do that. Oh, which reminds me, I need to also like mail Dahlia her keychains this week as well. Man, I just feel like I got so much to do. Also, thank you for taking your daily vitamins. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I went to several parties. Oddly enough, I went to the Nocturnal party. I heard the Oshi Bar party actually was really good this year. Like, actually, it went really well. I didn't go this year because I knew how packed it would be, but from what I've been told, it was actually really good. Yeah, I think I'm from the big collab yesterday. Big collab. Are you talking about are you from like Jinx, Natsumi's, and I think it's Cess. Hold on. Was it Cess? Are you from their communities? Hold on. I got this. From Cerno's community? Are you from one of their communities? If so, welcome in. Hell yeah. We'd love to see a couple folks from the collab yesterday, the collab was really fun. And we are planning to do a part 2 because we realized we had a lot more entries than expected. So we're going to be doing a part 2 probably sometime in the next couple of weeks. It looked like fun. It was a lot of fun. I had a good time. It's been a while since I've done a tier list or participated in one. I haven't done one since like my debut of this model, which was about like 1.5 years ago. Really enjoyed it. All right, so the biggest thing I did at Offkai specifically. And hold on, I need to lower the music for this so I can explain. Hold on. There we go. All right, perfect. I got a chance to meet my goat. I met my goat. I didn't expect my goat to be at Offkai specifically. And my goat being the ever so famous, the original achievement hunter, the OG Let's Player, Ray Narvaez Jr. I actually got to meet the man in person himself. And you guys don't understand how much of a huge inspiration Ray has been on me streaming. I've watched a lot of his streams and his times at Achievement Hunter before I became a VTuber. And seeing him there, I actually got a chance to originally, like, how I met him was like, I think it was Thursday. I think it was Friday night, Friday afternoon. The con was about to close the dealer's hall. I was going to go up to the Elgato booth to talk about some partnership stuff. And I saw a huge line in front of me at the Gamersubs booth, and I was like, what is this line for? Then I look over and I see him just standing there saying hello to everybody, and I'm like, dude, that's Ray. And I immediately got into the line, pulled up the art piece I worked on for him a year ago, got up to him, showed him the art piece. He remembers me, by the way, from that art piece. And he's an incredibly nice dude. And I'm just so I told him, like, it's really, you've been a huge inspiration to me, and I just, like, I really like your stuff and everything like that. Listen, I'm very, it's very rare for me to get starstruck at these events like this, but Ray's like the only one I consider like my Oshi to this day still, because he's still one of the reasons why I'm still streaming to this day. Like, no joke, he is one of the biggest reasons why I became a streamer in the first place. And the fact that he was there along with like Maxor and a few other YouTubers, I'm like, oh god, it must be really bad at TwitchCon. That's so flipping cool. Yeah, he even gave me a signed, I got a signed print, as well as a few stickers, which I'm going to be using those as references for the next art piece I ever do of Ray, because I really, really, really respect the man and respect his content, because he's basically the he's like the streamer I kind of want to be, style wise, at least like with like my streams, because he's someone that will somehow basically become entertaining no matter the game he plays. Like, every game he plays is always entertaining because he's playing it. And I will never like, I will always respect that. But yeah, I was able to meet my goat, which I was like, you know what? I basically was like panicking in Discord about that, and I'm just like, man, I'm so happy I got a chance to meet my goat. And it just makes me more inspired. See, this is like the thing. It's like, I don't think I would have ever caught Ray at TwitchCon, because I don't think he ever went to TwitchCon to begin with. And this is why I like Offkai more. It's because I don't expect certain content creators to show up. I kid you not, like, I did see Heavenly at one point as well, even though Heavenly and I are mutuals. Like, I did see him at least like once at a party, but it's really hard to catch him. Unfortunately, I did not get to see Contail as planned, because I'm going to be honest with you, I kind of was a little bit more famous than I thought with my current content as well. Like, for example, like I basically kept getting caught by like so many people that recognize me for the cheese slaps and my videos specifically. And even some of my friends were like, dude, you've been like getting stopped like every 5 minutes. And I'm like, I know, send help. And it gets worse, because like both me, Anarchy, and Kay one time were walking down the hallway to like the registration and everything like that. And I think we got clocked like at least 3 times by different people after taking like at least like one step. It was amazing. Although I actually did get a chance to hang out with Anarchy more this time at the con, more so than ever. She actually took me to a freaking maid cafe. She had an extra ticket, and she's like, do you want to go to the maid cafe? And I was like, I never been to one. So I decided to just tag along for that as well. Oh, we are in an ad, so we definitely will. I will talk more about this stuff later after the ads for sure. But if you guys are wanting to get out of the ads, definitely subscribe to the Twitch channel as well. And hopefully that will remove the ads, or use Twitch Turbo. Twitch Turbo also helps remove ads as well. But yeah, I also, like I said, I have plans with Anarchy to work on a panel that I got inspired by this year's panels, and I want to turn into a bit of a game show that I feel like both her and I will basically like do really well in. But I definitely want to do something like that, because I did have a good time with the bingo session that both Phoenix and Kay were doing. Kay and Phoenix have been popping off crazily recently, and I'm very happy for them. Subscribe, buy merch, buy gifted subs, donate, buy stuff off his throne, and make a bet. Who do you think will win this month's best, Spec or me? I mean, technically, Mokami, you did give me like a heart emoji in at the start, which is technically flirting, but you know what? I'll let that slide. Also, Mokami, you have to also honor your bet too. You got to keep chatting. It is not, please. That's what I'm saying. I'm letting it slide. I give hearts to friends too. That's why I'm saying I'm letting it slide too, because sometimes you give out hearts to people. Also hung out with Salem for a little bit. All right, we're back from the ads. All right, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was hanging out with Anarchy for a good portion of the con. Actually, surprisingly, I didn't hang out with EXO as much as I did this year, mainly because we were both super busy with stuff and we kept missing each other. But I hung out with Anarchy a few times. On Sunday, like I said, she invited me to go to the maid cafe, which I'd never been to a maid cafe before. And it was quite the experience. I was taken aback by all of the maids just basically saying welcome home, master, in Japanese and bowing to me. And I was like, this is weird. I never experienced something like that before. And then we definitely had some good food for the most part. Although the brownies they had over there were dense as hell. Like both me and Anarchy tried the brownies and we're like, they taste good. They're basically as dense as a brick, but they're tasty. I will say it was a good time. The funny thing also was like, it's supposed to be Matara Khan's. The funny thing is, it was supposed to be Matara's. What was it? Matara's maid cafe. Matara and Mint's maid cafe. Anarchy gets a freaking Discord call from Matara during the session because I think she had a little bit of a maid skirt malfunction and was at her room. I was like, oh, that's awkward. Hands are occupied with taking my twist down, and I'll be also be busy with work till next Saturday. Understandable. I do have to make I'll make a chibi art piece for the last one. For sure. Because I'm still trying to get back into the swing of things. Minto? Yes, made a Minto. Which actually I think Made Mint was there physically too? Question mark? Which I also didn't get a chance to meet. But that's fine. But I know Mata was lurking in the halls disguised. For sure, because she definitely like was gonna like quiz people on the cafe, which I'm kind of glad I didn't. Because I didn't want to get quizzed on that. But at the same time, I still wanted to see, I would love to see if I did get a chance to see Matara at some point, because again, I've met Matara IRL once by pure accident at TwitchCon. And I just wanted to know if she remembers that, like that conversation, which is fine. It's fine. I feel like I'm probably going to be seeing like a few of them at San Japan because I know a lot of VTubers are going to be showing up there because of the Oshibar announcement. So I am definitely going to be going to San Japan for sure next month. So that's why I'm trying to like ramp up things and get like commissions going as well. I'm so jealous. It is a wild ride. And like I said, I got a chance to like see Freem as well at her booth. She was doing like the the Sesame Street characters, which I did sign up for, and I can't wait to see like what she makes of me as a Sesame Street character. She did make she made EXO as Kermit, which was funny, and then I got a chance to like get a couple. I also found out that Dearbits made a bit of merch of me actually with a sticker, and I'm like, you know what? We need to like make a brand new like ref sheet for people to make a merch of me at cons. Hopefully you and everyone else don't get sick again next month. Oh, I'm just gonna have emergency and a bunch of like vitamin C tablets on hand and just basically down those like candy every time before I go to the con. But yeah, I'm expecting a lot of VTubers at San Japan this year, which I feel like San Japan might be the next it's slowly becoming the next off-kai in a way. Or at least like the Midwest off-kai. The problem with San Japan though is San Japan's a little gatekeeping when it comes to like meet and greets. And they need to change that. I feel like they would get more people when they have like more VTubers involved, which I think they're slowly trying to open that up more. But again, they really like, it's really weird. Like I know there's been a few issues with like certain booths that wanted to do meet and greets last year, but not much we can really do about that. But I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be my next con, and I think that'll be it for me in terms of cons for the foreseeable future. Because I will say, Offkite definitely did put a number on my wallet, and I want to try to recoup those costs and recoup a lot of those and give my coffers a little bit of a break. That's why I'm not going to TwitchCon this year. Well, number one, TwitchCon's gonna be a week before Thanksgiving. There's no way I'm gonna be able to join for that. And number two, it's just so expensive to go to San Diego now. Like it was already expensive to go back to like San Jose. I'm not going to be able to afford going to San Diego, so I'm going to be skipping TwitchCon this year. Also, hi Sandy. Recover the con. Yes, exactly. Till next year, you'll get hit with cheese again. So I'm going to be bumping up the amount for next year. Because we already hit the 1,000 threshold. So we're going to bump it up again. We're going to be doing $3,000. And $3,000, I'm going to be using that to buy a a wheel of cheese. And that's going to be thrown at me and I'm going to wear a helmet. I'm not even joking. We're going to do that. All that is why I study. I want to spend and have no funds for it. That's always understandable. How Spec dies cheese. I'm gonna wear a helmet. It'll be fine. Because like this was an idea by Guy, and Guy was saying like, you want to get like a whole wheel of cheese to throw at me, and I was like, do you want to kill me? But if it's $3,000, yeah, I'll do it. Chad, I'm gonna really need your help this time around. I don't think anybody's gonna hit that threshold because it's $3,000. Do you then get to eat the cheese? Oh, we're gonna eat that cheese. We're gonna make sure that Parmigiano or Reggiano does not go to waste. Okay, that's a lot of cheese. Pasta cooked in cheese. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna do something like that. We'll make some carbonara. Listen, we're gonna make sure none of that cheese goes to waste. I mean, I can pay for it, but it might put a dent in my plans for stuff. Mokami, do not. I will say this right now, Mokami, do not spend money if it's going to affect you financially. Okay. If you have play money that you're willing to like spend because you can, that's fine. But I don't want you basically having to take a financial hit from me. Or we can just do like a something a little bit different. I will put, I think, hold on, did I put this on my throne? Let me double check. Oh, I need to update my throne's payment information because my credit card was going to be expiring this month and I need to update it with the new stuff. I will say though, the one thing I would like to get funded, and this one's going to be worth a lot because I want to try to get at least like one of my dream riggers. This is going to cost about $2,200. The 2,200 is going to go towards the new model. Since I'm not going to be rigging it this time around, I'm going to basically get it rigged by somebody else. So I do have a payout for that, which I am going to share really quick. That's at the top. I would definitely love for that to get funded instead, because I want to get the new model taken care of for you guys. Because it's about time we have a new Spectre 4.0 model. I think, how about this? Like, instead of the cheese, we'll just do new model. A streamer who plans and budgets? How rare. I'm still pretty new to the budgeting thing, but like when it comes to like, this is why we're taking the Ludwig course, so we can understand things like budgeting and figuring out how to like turn content into monetizable work. That way we can get things like ad revenue and stuff going, because I feel like I haven't utilized things like YouTube as much. The payment won't burn me. I just won't be able to pay for full renovations like replacing furniture or buy a new computer desk. That's important stuff, Mokami. No, Mokami, you take care of that first, all right? No. If you can't do full renovations, get a computer or furniture, that's financial import. That's more financially important than you paying for me. Okay? Like that's important for you. That is more important. I'm going to say this right now, Mokami. Do not spend money on me if you're not going to pay for stuff like that. If you're paying for stuff like that, focus on that more so than paying for my stuff. As long as I can replace the floors, walls and floors, it's fine. I still don't think it's fine, because it's stuff that you want, like a new computer. That's expensive. New computers these days, especially with RAM costs, can be very expensive. People always need new furniture when they're renovating a new place. I think those are all valid, important things, in my opinion. Okay, Mokami, promise me this, is that you're not going to spend money that's going to prevent you from getting a new PC or new furniture. All right, I want you to look me in the eyes and say you are not going to spend money on me, and focus on you. I'll be too busy with work to even use a new computer. Yeah, but it's a new computer you want to get. And also new furniture too, because you're renovating a new place. Like, come on. I think what's the more important thing. I know I already can tell what's more important. Spec, don't tempt me with them big old eyes. I might start flirting again. I want you to look me in the eyes and promise me you will not spend money on me that is going to financially harm you. Whether getting something new for yourself or new furniture for your place. You gotta look me in the eyes. Well, I promise to try. Okay, that's all I wanted to hear. Okay. All right. I think with that though, I think we can get started with the course. I think I've been yapping for a good hour, which is nice. So, all right, let me I need to make a couple of adjustments, but let's head over to the drawing room and get things started. Okay, this is not a art stream. This is going to be a note. This is going to be my notebook right here. I left the house at 9 a.m. and didn't get back at 11 p.m. yesterday. Oh my goodness. That is wild. Hold on, let me adjust everything. Grab my glasses because we're going to be learning. And I'm also going to be turning off the music because we're going to be reacting to something today. I don't normally do react content, but this one's really important, which I think everybody should also take notes on as well. We're going to be reacting to Ludwig's course, specifically the classes that he's been teaching at Streamer University. Hold on, let me this up. That's not the react window. Hold on. There it is. Hold on. Today is the day we take the Ludwig course. And this is really important because actually, like, Ludwig's class is like the most serious out of every other class outside of maybe Agent's class, Agent Zero. Agent's class was also very like informative, but Ludwig goes in a little bit deeper on a few things. And the reason why I kind of wanted to take this was because, number one, I want to get better at content creation. Number two, I want to try to turn it from a something I do for fun to more of like a full blown, like I actually live off this, like make a living out of this as well. And number two is also growing as a keep on the growth and discovery as well. I think this is a really good way to learn. It's good to learn from, like, say what you will about Ludwig and the controversies around him. He is like one of the top streamers, top content creators on the planet that has made more than $1 million worth of revenue. So he definitely knows what he's talking about. And a lot of people take that for granted, especially people at Streamer University. I do think, though, that Ludwig did it in the most clever way possible. He did not invite anybody that just took his class and not do any sort of like any work for it, anything like that. The people that actually took the time and effort to actually go to his class and do the homework, things like that, they're now part of Streamer Games, which is like one of the biggest events for streamers throughout the entire year. So they got the benefit of basically getting that name drop. They also got rated into Ludwig. They got rated by Ludwig too, which is a huge thing. So there's that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write on my notes. This is going to be my little notebook right here. Although technically Ludwig said to use like an actual pencil and paper. I don't have one right now at the moment, but I will be writing down notes on a separate notebook later for this. So we're going to say this is day 1 notes. Day 1 notes. We're going to write all this down. And I think this will be good. All right. Let's get into it.
All right, y'all. Do you hear my voice clap once? Do you hear my voice clap twice? Sarah, sit the fuck down. Guys, we are now starting. There's 2 people outside.
Hi,
Should I let
Nix.
them in? I'll leave it up to you guys.
All right. Is this too loud? Can you guys still hear me? Audio check. Mods, audio check. Am I loud enough, or is it too, or is the video too loud?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, hands down. Hands up if you think I shouldn't let them in.
Can't hear you. Okay, hold on.
I already sent them on the mission.
When they come back, all right. Next person they're in, but
It's loud. Okay. How about this? Is this perfect?
class just voted to let you in. They just voted to let you in.
All right. Are we good?
Wait, I brought you this. I heard that it was bonus points.
All right, lock it. Now we're locked for real. All right, have a seat. Please have a seat. Everyone.
All right. It's better. Cool. Nobody's quieting down.
Today it's called How to Get Lucky. I realize this has a bit of a sexual innuendo. It is not sexual, but I
How to get lucky.
To be a successful streamer, you need to get lucky.
How to get lucky.
They can refer to where they got lucky, but it's about capitalizing on that luck. being prepared for when that luck strikes. All right.
Can't hear the video.
So
Hold on.
here it is. This is my first question.
Now the
I
video
have for
can't be
y'all.
heard. Okay, how about
Does
this?
anyone have a thought on it? Please. Do you need to be?
Just gonna
If you believe
bump
you'll be
it up a
successful,
little
you
bit
become
more.
successful.
There we go. Can you hear it, Dima?
I said no, but it's the bare minimum to ever being able to begin being able to achieve it.
Say that one more time for me.
Like no, but it is
The video was only loud because of the students. That is also true.
I see what you're saying.
I don't think it's like
Bump it up a
grand
touch more.
factor of becoming successful, but I do think in order to be successful, you have
Go.
to have that mindset of like, oh, I want to be successful, and that's the drive. It's not really like how it's the mindset. The mindset's the drive because the goal, as long as you have your eyes on the goal, your drive is unstoppable.
Marlon.
Well, I do think that's the first step to being successful. You know what I'm saying? But then on top of that, I think, you know.
I do like another 5 decibels. I'm just gonna do a little bit.
Yeah, I think you guys are nailing it on the head. I don't think we got to go more because
All right.
it is
That's as high as I'll go.
absolutely true that belief alone is not enough. All right, what you need is belief, but you also need all those other factors. The most important thing I want you to take away from this class is that you need to be delusional. All right.
All right, be delusional.
Amen. 100%. I always say that. Delusional.
I mean, I could be a
Already
little.
amazing
That's
at
that's
this, right?
true.
You were all delusional enough to have applied to Streamer U and thought that you would get picked to get in. You are all delusional enough to be hitting the go live button, which is in it of itself an act of ego, right? People should be watching me, not other people. So you're a little delusional in that sense. It is a perfect thing if you're going to be a successful streamer. You have to be delusional. It's not a teachable skill. That is a skill that you either have intrinsically, maybe confidence you grew up with. So congratulations, you all have that. And I have some more congratulations for you. I got some good news.
Okay, I want to pause here because that's actually very true because a lot of streamers, especially a lot of people that want to like get started is like you have to have like that sort of mindset to begin with when you want to go live. Like that's the first like that's like the stage one of someone starting their streaming career is like be a little bit delusional. Like, why do you want to be a streamer? Like some people do it for either becoming famous, some people do it for fun, some people do it just because their friends did it. Like the way I started was because my friend was doing it for funsies at the time when I used to be a Destiny content creator, and I started doing more streaming and just streaming Destiny for the start of it, and look where I am now with like where things are. So you have to be a little bit delusional in order to like get to where this goes. You can do it for fun, but like again, the whole point of this is trying to basically make this also financially viable.
News for you all today. 10,000. All right, no, it's not 10,000. All right, the class is called How to Get Lucky. A little background for y'all on who I am. I am Professor L. All right. If you don't know me, Streamer of the Year.
Oh,
What was that?
that was Bonnie right there.
So uncalled for. What was that? Extremely uncalled for.
No, chat
It's-
was saying loser. I was like,
Yo, who's the
loser?
Robin? Who's in the Robin costume in the
Figure
back?
out. Professor L, Streamer of the Year 2021. Bonnie, do you have one? Oh, shit. Content Creator of the Year 2022. You got one? Oh, shit. Okay, that's what I thought. Top 50 Super Smash Brothers player. I'm a Red Bull athlete. 6th most sub streamer all time. Engaged to a bad bitch. Fluent Chinese. Japanese, other languages. And I'm 31 years old. I'm probably. Show of hands. Anyone older than me in this room? There we go. There we go. Agent, I don't think you got me beat yet. I'm top 50. Yeah, man. Let's just go to the next slide.
This is in the state of America.
Honestly, like the sheer amount of like confidence to basically say that being engaged with a bad bitch is like, whoo, man. Okay, I'm definitely stealing that for later.
Hi, y'all. I got great news for you all. These are important facts. Keep in mind. 92% of streamers do not go live a second time. That's real sad. 92% of people will go live once and they will never go live again. To be in the top 1%, all you need is 20 viewers. That is the top 1% on Twitch
After the
for
first
streaming.
stream.
All right? You are already in the top 1%. And of the 1 million students who have applied, you guys made it in. Round of applause for yourselves.
Okay.
And just by show of hands,
Interesting, 92%. So you're telling me that like 92% of like content creators that like go live for the first time actually don't go live afterwards? That is a huge amount of people that basically quit after the first one, which again, I can understand. A lot of people go live because they want to do it as a hobby or just do it for funsies, stuff like that. They're like not like actually committed to it. So that number definitely makes a lot of sense based on like the amount of like more casual slash like social streamers versus like professional streamers. There's definitely a difference between a professional streamer versus a social streamer for sure, because like a lot of people that collab with people who are social streamers, you can tell that their attitudes are different versus somebody who's professional that does a collab that has like more things organized per se. So it really all like depends.
Who's in the top 1% on Twitch?
All of us.
Okay. All right. That's
That also
pretty
means
good.
I'm
So
also
we're
in the
doing
top
well.
1%.
We're doing well, but look. All right. I want to talk a bit about. Oops, excuse me. I skipped ahead too much here. All right, there we go. All right, everyone, do me a favor. Check under your chairs. Check under your chairs, everyone.
I'm checking.
Check under your chairs right now.
I have nothing under my
All right,
chair.
Okay, who got a star? All right. Do me a favor. What color star you got? Okay. Silver, white. Does anyone have a gold star? Anyone have a gold star?
Let me see. That was white. This is white.
You can check under the... Anyone got to check under the chair of a neighbor?
I already know what the stars are meant to be, but this is always interesting.
We got our gold star.
Yep, gold star right there.
Okay. Hold up. Let me explain what the stars mean, everyone. Let me explain what the stars mean. What was your name again, please? Malik. You win our gold star. Are you live right now? Guess what you win for the gold star?
Do I get to your game?
I will be rating you today. Wow.
Look at that.
Now, guys, what did Malik do to earn that gold star? Got lucky. Okay. Raise your hand if you got a white star.
I got a white star.
I got bad news for you. All right, you guys, and this is a real stat, you guys are going to leave Streamer U less successful than you came in.
Oh.
I need you guys to listen to these stats I'm about to tell you. They're very important. Most of you guys are going to fail. Most of you in this room actively are going to fail as streamers. Why? I did the math on last year's Streamer 2025 invites. Here's the chart. Now I'm going to break down this chart for you. It's a dumbbell chart.
Wow, that's too much for me.
These black dots are where they were at before Streamer U 2025. April 2025, that was their average viewership. The red line, okay, that means they went down in viewers.
Oh, God.
The green line, they went up in viewers. The orange dot is what their viewership is last month, okay? So these are people who they went to Streamer U, they had all that success, all that excitement, I'm about to be a fucking amazing streamer. Now their viewership, down to here, okay? I'll give you the stats more concretely so you can really...
Okay, that actually does make a lot of sense because, again, Streamer U is a big event where there's a lot of streamers, a lot of chances to network, a lot of chances to clip farm and things like that for the event. But if your content hasn't like grown or do anything like outside of Streamer U going that extra mile, it won't grow as much. I've also had like a similar situation like this with big events as well, with big name streamers. Like, for example, I was supposed to be part of an event involving things like Vexoria, Altero, and Angel Steps, and Fifi, and stuff like that. And which again was a big opportunity, but like what really causes growth is definitely trying to like not only get lucky, but also trying to figure out like your analytics and figure out your audience as well. They made stairs with those stats. Yeah, basically they did make stairs with those stats, Void. It makes so much sense. And like, I think a lot of people expect like if they basically collab, and also like I've noticed this too with some people that have asked me to collab while I was at the con and stuff like that. I hate to break this to people. Like if they're trying to do that just so that they can get their numbers up, that's not going to work. Like it's not going to work at all. How it works, because just because like, like again, networking is a good thing, but at the same time, your content and your personality is what's going to make you grow. And that's what he's also trying to say here, is that even though Streamer U is a good place to basically get like those spikes in viewership and stuff like that, it's not like a long-term growth. per se. Like, shoot, I don't even know like half the people that were at Streamer U last year, to be honest.
Really grasp it. The average viewership of all the streamers who participated in Streamer U 2025 is down 287 viewers. Wow. They have lost viewers year over year.
Wow.
Now, obviously, that's outweighed by people with larger streams. Okay, they have much more of an impact. The median streamer, all right, the median, we know what the median is, right? You slash both ends so you get the person in the middle. All right, Marlon, you're shaking your head no?
No. Sarah is only, again, like...
It's all right. The median viewers, all you need to know, has gained 4 viewers before and after Streamer U. Okay? This is you. This is what you will be, all right, next year.
There we go.
After all the excitement's over. After all the
plus with the networking, right, you can either end up finding your main group or just playing with someone like once or twice.
Over half, if you got a white star, that is you. Over half
that is true.
Of the streamers have gained single-digit viewers.
It's more reason why I kind of like collab mostly with, say, like Andron and Brutal the most, because we basically synergize the most.
Streamer U's supposed to be the trip of a lifetime. You're supposed to have made it. You're in the big leagues. Marlon, why not?
Well, I do think when you come here, everybody's going to spike. Big streamers, small streamers. When you leave, you got to make sure you entertain them on your own as well and try to capitalize of it and just grow, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, capitalize. I like that. What else?
Kind of like what he's saying, but you also got to find ways to maintain the trajectory, because it's like this is going to skyrocket you in one way or another, but if you just instantly go back to not changing anything about your content or not implementing things you might have learned or not collabing with people that you met, you just gonna end up right back where you were.
I think ultimately, when shit's going good, when the
okay, this guy has the right idea, because like, at least like with his answer, because yeah, a lot of people like go to these big events and things like that and expect like they're gonna make it big because of that. I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like I've collabed with so many big streamers in the past, and made friends with so many big streamers like IRL and things like that. At the end of the day, it's really your content that's what makes you big. It's not really like the big names that you have behind you, but it's really more like the big name. It's more like what big impact you can make as a content creator. Like, for example, what makes like my content start growing and spiking recently are literally my shorts. Like all of my shorts have been doing extremely well, and people want to know like when's the next one or like when's that's going to be. So I stream working on them on stream, and people like to see the behind the scenes stuff too. So I capitalize on a skill that I had that wasn't just like playing a game or something like that, doing something that was also like uniquely different and a change of pace, and also like I can make a video out of it at the same time. So I am sort of capitalizing on like my time the best way I can. Oh, we got an ad. Hold on. We're gonna pause the ad really quick. We're gonna pause for the ad because there's going to be an ad in like 60 seconds. I will continue the video once we get back from the said ad. So I'm going to play the ad really quick. That way we can just get that out of the way. I'm going to run the ad. Okay. But while the ads are playing for the people that are not subscribed to the channel, I guess I could talk a little bit more about like, I guess I can write down some notes on like what makes a streamer successful. I would say collabing with big names. Yeah, it can make you successful. Like everybody wants to collab with, say, for example, like Ludwig or Sea Dog or Heavenly Father or Contail and things like that. Can get your name out there, but I think like I think the biggest thing is, but the problem is like, can you be entertaining without a group? That's the question. That's a question that a lot of people try to figure out. I guess this is not part of the course itself. This is more of a question. This is more of a content creator question that I sort of like ask people. Like, I think this is a big question that I think a lot of like streamers and VTubers and content creators should ask themselves. Can you be entertaining and creative or out there without the need of like a big name, or either a big name or even like a what's the word I'm looking for, or without a group to sort of like be as your crutch? Because again, collabing, it can be fun. Collabing is great, especially with people that you synergize with. I do know a lot of streamers, especially a lot of YouTubers, they want to collab with like the biggest names, like everything like that, and that's fine. I think the biggest thing that people should focus on is like collabing with people that they synergize the most with, because that helps them makes them the best content at the same time. Like for example, like me, Andron, and Brutal, like all three of us are basically, we collab with each other the most because we synergize the most with each other, which gives us like some of the best like funniest clips that we turn into shorts and animatics and TikToks down the road, because that is basically the that's because of our personalities. We bounce off each other pretty well, versus like, say for example, like if I got like Contail or Heavenly Father as the in a collab, the problem with that for me, for example, if I got Contail or Heavenly Father in on this, is I have, even though I watch their content, I would have to get a read on their personalities first to figure out how I would basically not only be entertaining but also be engaging with them as well. Because again, at the end of the day, it's like you have to like get people that sort of like synergize with you the most. Also, welcome back to the people that were just in the ad. We're just going to get back to the video. I wrote here, I wrote a big piece of notes right here, which is collabing with big names can get your name out there, but can you still be entertaining without the big names? And that's the question. That's the question I also like to, I put down as a note. It's not really part of the course itself, but it's really just like, it makes me really think about this as a content creator per se, because you're kind of like thinking about that a little bit.
Viewer numbers up. It's really easy to spark stream. All right? It's really easy to post clips with streamer you in it, and they do amazing. Okay? You know what sucks? Is doing it when you don't have a great game plan, when you have nothing going on. All right? So motivation is great, but we should discipline ourselves in small things and from those progressive things of greater value. This is Marcus Aurelius. Okay, he was the leader of Rome, the largest empire in the world.
In small things.
He wrote himself a journal called Meditations. It was his private thoughts. It was never published. They published it after he died. He's the most powerful man on earth. He's writing this. Okay?
Well, I need to
everything in front of him. He is writing this.
Can the cameraman like give me a good shot of that? Okay, hold on. Let me read that. I'm gonna write this down in my notes. We should discipline ourselves in the small things, and from there progress to things of greater value. All right, and from for these progressions, and these progress to things of greater value. That right there is a good quote from Marcus Aurelius, the one of the rulers of Rome of the time. The reason why I think one of the reasons why he's saying this is because we oftentimes chase after like the big moment rather than focusing on the small things with our content that actually help us grow. Like the small things for my content is the shorts. The shorts are doing amazing, and they're not involving like big names. Like some of my biggest videos don't have like a big name attached to them. Like most of them are just really well written out and planned out for the most part, which oddly enough got me viral in the first place. So that definitely is one of the biggest questions you always have to ask yourself. This is more VTuber specific, but if there's something unique about a design that can set you apart from people, can also help. Okay, that's both true and false, Void. I do not think a VTuber model, I think a VTuber model is nice, but it will not be the sole purpose of you standing out from other people. I have seen people use PNGs, like for example, Octopimp. His entire thing is a PNG tuber. Like he designed it in a way where it's still limited, but he did it a more creative way, which basically got him more recognized. And he didn't have to use an expensive model. Like you do not need you also do not need to use any super expensive model or any sort of like crazy model to basically make yourself stand out. Let the content that you make and the personality that you make do the talking. The model's there just for set dressing, basically. Like I could basically do the same stuff I do now as a facecam streamer, and I would probably still be in the same boat. Yeah, I've seen people use PNGs and they do well. Exactly. Like, okay, let's take it for example, like Fillion, for example. Fillion has been using a free model for her entire career, and she has like millions upon millions of followers and viewers for her videos. So it just proves that still using like a VR chat model, a free VR chat model, by the way. So that just proves the point. Say what you will about Fillion and her controversial statements, I would say, but for the most part, she's super successful, and she doesn't use a super expensive model to do that. And she does it based on her personality. Also, hello there, Kitty. All right, let's continue on with the video.
Okay, we all know the motivation staple. Discipline's forever. How do we get some discipline? This is an activity. I want you guys to all be doing this right now. This was your homework. If you did it, good. If you didn't, do it now. Pen and paper.
Okay, write down your goals.
If not, you can put it in your phone right now. That is fine. But I need you to write this down.
All right, write down my goals. So this is the homework for today, which is write down my goals. What are my goals? What are my goals? And I think almost every single streamer should think about this before they even go live for the first time, because a lot of people will go live without a plan at all and be completely spontaneous. And again, like that's where the 92% comes in, where they fail because they have no idea what they're doing.
Later.
I only have 2 pens.
Put it in your phone now, write it down later.
I'm gonna write that down later. I'm not even kidding.
Let's put it in the phones right now at the very least. We can run it on the phone. All right, guys. We're writing down our goals. These are goals that you want to achieve before the end of the year. They're 2026 goals. We're in July. We're over halfway through. We don't have that much time left.
August for me, by the way.
Achieve by the end of the year. These don't have to be streamer related. All right, they can be about maybe your personal health, your personal relationships. But I want you to be writing down the goals. If you're writing down on your phone, I want you to write these down physically. Okay.
Okay.
This, I have it. I didn't bring it with me. Actually, I fucked up. We forgot to bring it. I wrote this down in 2018. I literally have the piece of paper in my dorm room. Okay. It was 2,000 subs, 100K followers, 1 million uniques. Be punctual, be full time. I went 4 for 5. I'm not a punctual guy. I'll be honest about myself. All right, I went 4 for 5, but I do believe there is some value in materializing your goals by writing them out, putting them in the universe. Okay. And I want to see your goals. I'll reply to all of them. That's part of your homework today. But ultimately, motivation is fleeting. Discipline, okay, is what will help you be a successful whatever you want to be in the future, and goals can help you be accountable. Okay, make the goals achievable, but also something that you're shooting for. Next up, we're gonna talk.
Okay, I'm gonna pause this for a minute just to write down some of my goals for 2026. Actually, I had technically I kind of wrote down. Surprisingly, I wrote down some of my goals in the past. Only my mods were able to see some of those goals in the brainstorming section for the most part. I wonder if I still have those for 2026, but I'm probably gonna write down some new ones relatively soon, because I think I forgot to. They're buried somewhere in my brainstorming section in my Discord. For example, I had a few crazy ideas for goals specifically for me. Yeah, they're not here. Wait, did I delete them? I might have deleted that. Well, I might have deleted it. Yeah, it looks like I deleted it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Holy crap. I remember I just looked back at like some of my old stuff in the brainstorming room. I have my old PNG in here. Hold up. That's insane. Hold on. Like this was back when I used to like do this like not like full time. Man, this shit brings me so back. Yeah, that's wild. That is so wild. Okay, so instead of that, we're just gonna write down what the oh my goodness, I forgot some of this stuff. There's some stuff in here that I just like forgot that I had for information. Oh right, I had like a list of games and stuff like that I also like didn't like that I still want to play on stream. Man, okay, this makes me really excited because I just realized how much stuff I still like had to go through for the most part. And man. Okay, so I need to figure out like a goal specifically. A few goals. The biggest one is get monetized on YouTube. I think we are at the point where I feel like I am comfortable with getting monetized on YouTube. I just need to do it in a proper way with like the right videos per se. So I think I have enough video content to make a compilation video to get me there. But I also want to make some like YouTube specific or YouTube only ones that are for YouTube long form videos at some point. Number 2, get back into shape. This one is very important for me specifically because I've realized that I haven't been going to the gym in the past like month or so, and I can already tell it's causing an effect on myself mentally and physically. So since I already still pay for a monthly subscription, a monthly membership to Planet Fitness, I'm going to be going back there starting next week. And going to be finding days where I go in the morning specifically. That way I can sort of create a routine again for myself. And having a routine like that as part of my daily schedule can help me sort of like be mentally prepared for streams. I highly doubt I'm going to hit partner this year with how things are going, but I want to try to at least like get close to partner numbers for certain. Like get close to partner numbers on Twitch. Because right now, like the offline content is doing really well. And I've noticed that we've been seeing a lot more people show up because of the offline content. So I'm going to try and I want to try to aim for like, I would say 50 to 60 average. I feel like I can hit this goal 50 or 60 as long as I stay consistent. What's another good one? Don't take this as me flirting, but from pics I have seen of you without your face showing, I say you're in pretty good shape. I'm in a relatively good shape, but the thing is like parts of my body just feel like they're out of shape. Like for example, I have a little bit of some belly fat that was built up over the past month because I have been so busy with work. Also, hi Steve. Take money, live scale here, Kaiju. Thank you for the 30 months. Can we get a shout out for Steve? How you doing, Steve? We're doing the Ludwig course right now. I'm currently doing my homework. I'm working on my homework right now. Actually, I should probably put the co-working tag on as well. How you doing, Steve? You do be in good shape. I want to be in like better shape though. Like I want to have like a very good like. I want to basically be able to come to a con and be at like the best shape as I ever been, because I'm fine now, but I feel like I want to be better per se, at least health wise, if that makes any sense. Where are my goals? Right now we got get monetized on YouTube, get back into shape. That one's a personal goal. Get close to partner numbers on Twitch, around 50 to 60 viewers average. that's something that I want to try to hit sometime this year. So I'm gonna be working my ass off to try and get that all set up and going, because I am going to be trying to make as much video content and stream content as much as possible. Same strike, I want to be able to run around and not feel like it's a workout every time I'm chasing down a goober. Exactly. That's what I want. That's what I really want, is like, I want to feel good, not really exactly look, well, it's partially look good, but also feel good. And I want to do this for myself, not really for other people per se, if that makes any sense. One of my other goals, I think, is probably going to be is host more events. And I'm not talking about collabs, I'm talking about like events. Like things like, say for example, like a big collab involving artists playing like Gartic Phone or something like that, or maybe even like a tournament or something like that, or even like a something like very silly, or even like a podcast, or not real. I want to try to like limit how many times I collab a week or a month. Like I will collab with my friends if they ask me, but I'm trying to like make sure that I try not to have too many that are just collab focused. And if they are, they're going to be more event based. That way they don't feel like collabs, they feel like more like special events. Your past self, or to see you now in the current day, would be happy with the decisions you've made in your life of the present day and to this, if you want to. That is true. Your past self to see you now in the current day, would they be happy with the decisions you made? My past self would definitely like be very interested where things go. I would probably tell my past self to make better decisions on like certain things. Like I probably would have like at least like probably been more in the industry a little bit more if I made better decisions. But if my past self were to meet my future self, then I would definitely have some words. Also, welcome in, Chimera. That's also true too. Like, that's true about content creation. Like, what changed from yourself? What changed about you that you basically, that has grown since you started? Like for me, like one of the biggest things that changed for me has been at least like the quality of my streams have gotten better over the years. And also like I'm now posting more video content recently, which has now been probably one of my more top priorities with content creation recently. That's a great way to answer my question. Your past self is just observing you. You don't know that they're watching you and you can't speak to them. That is what this hypothetical is. If they don't know who that person is, I feel like my past self would be very interested at what I did and want to learn more about it, because that's how I was as a kid. Was like I was go like, wow, this is cool. How do I do that? Basically, that's how I basically was in my younger years, like with bright eyes and rose-colored glasses before I was corrupted by the world. If that makes any sense. I feel the same way about my stomach, but last weekend we did height and weight for drills, and apparently my stomach is fine. Still need to be in better shape before this October. That's exactly what I feel like. I feel like my stomach is a little bit pudgy right now, and I want to try to get it back to like a more like washboard state. And I want to try to, I kind of want to go for like my ideal body type is kind of being like Toji Fushiguro from like Jujutsu Kaisen in a way. But yeah, thank you for answering my question. Have a wonderful day in stream, Superstar. Thank you, Chimera. Thank you. And you're more than welcome to lurk or hang around here too, or just like hang back here on another stream and things like that. Like I'm always open to questions like that. Average tone, is that the goal? Pretty much. That's like my goal, is to get back into like proper shape where here's the thing. I want to be able to say, for example, I want to go out for a run and be able to take off my shirt and not feel ashamed about how I look. That's basically the goal that I'm writing down for myself. The older we get, the harder it is to not get pudgy. That's true, but there are methods of like workouts that you can do to prevent that. And I've seen a lot of older people still be in great shape. So it really all depends on like the only difference is that your metabolism gets slower. So you have to try to watch your calorie count when you get older. In fact, I should probably talk to Slimbo. Slimbo would definitely be like super helpful in terms of like workout exercises for like the typical streamer. Actually, yeah, I could like message Slimbo and talk to him about that. Say like I'm writing down these goals for myself. Would you give me like some insight on like how to get to that point? Because the thing is, Slimbo has seen me IRL, so he could definitely get like a feel for like where I'm trying to aim for. Anywho, last goal for myself, and this one is I need to figure out like one bigger one is I want to double my revenue from all sources. This one's an important one to me because I want to be able to make this like I want to get to the point where I'm not getting revenue just from like viewers like you guys, but getting revenue in other places. And there are a couple things in the works right now that it's definitely going to be building up to that as well. And I can't really announce that just yet because I'm waiting on a few things to come to bear fruit. But this is like my last goal, which is double my revenue from all sources. Because the thing is, I love what I do here now, and I want to be able to just like live off this versus like, you know, like finding a day job or something like that. Which again, there's nothing wrong with like content creators having like a day job just to keep the lights on. That's always fine with people. I'm just saying I want to be able to maximize the content and stuff I do, and also be able to. I want to be at a point in my life where I can also like start paying my mods and things like that properly because they hang out here for hours and hours and things like that. And I want to also like compensate them for their time. Honestly, doing simple, small things constantly is the key. Exactly. Sir, no matter what you look like, you will always feel a certain type of way. Whenever you take your shirt off in public, be it shame, unrightfully so, or fear because of thirsty folks. Oh my goodness. The thing is, like, I am fine. Like, I want to be like, it's not like I'm ashamed of my body type. I just want to feel more confident in myself. At least, like, if I basically like start gaining more, like, if I start looking less pudgy and more toned, I feel more confident. Like, say for example, being able to take off my shirt without having to feel ashamed. You know. Like eating healthier, go on walks, stretch when you can, etc. Exactly. Like make small life changes that are different from your current life changes that can help with your own like health per se. When search goes off, well, werewolf thinks it's the full moon. Oh my goodness. Also, hello there, Alexander. How you doing? All right, let's continue on with the course.
Talk about schedule. All right, this is important.
Scheduling.
When I first went full-time streaming, I did what probably a lot of you maybe do right now. I went live. When I woke up, I went to bed. When I was tired, I woke up whenever I woke up. And I sort of did that on repeat, but you probably have recognized, maybe some of you who have started full-time streaming from a regular job, schedule kind of helps. It helps make sure you wake up at similar times,
is true.
get similar sunlight, you eat correctly, you're working out correctly. And I don't think people think enough about streamer schedules. They just think about when can I spark? How long can I be live? And I think a lot of you right now, who's doing 24/7 here? Okay. Now this is fine. Look,
Was that Batman in the background?
It's a rare event, you're capitalizing on it. Okay.
I'm
But
good
let's
just
get a good
working.
schedule when we
Nice.
get back.
I'm
gonna tell you
studying
this is
right
my
now.
Ideal schedule is what I try to do day to day, at least when I go live. I wake up 9:30. The first thing I do, first 4 hours of my day, it's meetings. I do some podcasts. I eat right. I do like at least 5K steps.
Yeah, have a schedule.
It's just starting my day off. Okay. Next up, 1 p.m. This is probably one of the most important parts of my day. It's me time. I'm looking at people's streams. I'm ideating what I'm going to do on stream that day. That's it. I got nothing else on the plate. It's eat, ideate. I watch Twitch. That's it. 4 p.m. usually about when I go live. I don't go live for more than 4 to 6 hours. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit why, and why that's I think a good amount of time for you guys to go live for. But I'll do whatever segments I had come up with in my ideation process, and then decompress.
But he's also very right about the scheduling thing too, because for me, like for example, like I have a dry erase marker board that has a calendar on it for the month. And what I do every month, and I do this every month, is I write down what I'm going to be doing for each day, which it helps me sort of stay on task with a lot of things. And as an artist, I have to like have a schedule for myself because I have multiple clients and I have multiple deadlines. So having a schedule helps so I can stay on schedule with my work. So, and this goes the same thing with streamers and content creators. You shouldn't, I think people who are really serious about content creation and streaming, you need to have a good balance between your streams and your life. So having a schedule like this helps a lot, because you can write in your schedule, like, these are the hours I stream for each day. These are the days where I have my off days. This is also why I don't stream on weekends as often as I do anymore, because the reason why is because I want to make those days as days where I have time to myself, but also have time to basically say, for example, like work on a video or brainstorm new ideas or hang out with friends IRL, things like that. Those are going to be days. And the reason why I do weekends specifically is because it's no longer the work week. I don't work on weekends. My days where I have like my off days where I don't work on anything is Sundays, because Sunday will be like a resting day for me, basically. I'm also going to another con next week with friends. Nice. That's always fun. But yeah, having a schedule is very important. I think like every streamer should have a schedule, especially with like streams. At minimum, having a stream schedule is good. At best, you should have a schedule for your entire life, or at least like have a schedule going on for your month. Like try to have like a monthly schedule for like what you're going to do. This is why people like EXO, for example, who is a good friend of mine, EXO schedules everything that he does. When it comes to streaming, when it comes to where he's going, where it comes to what cons he's going to be at, he schedules that. And that's what really puts him above a lot of other streamers. And I really respect him for that. And yeah, having a schedule also like helps you like not have to worry about the spontaneous of things. It helps you plan things better, I would say. And yeah.
Hang out with my fiance, eat dinner, chill, and then I try to hit a similar bedtime every day. This is gonna be another homework assignment for y'all. This one, you guys don't need to show to me, but I want you to create an ideal schedule for yourselves for when you guys get back from Streamer U. What is the life you want to lead?
I kind of already do that anyway.
You can make your life really easy if you just follow the script that you give yourself. Another important thing, take days off. I think a lot of you guys don't want to take days off. I think a lot of you guys feel this pull to keep going. You are human. You are fallible. Give yourself the best opportunity to succeed in 5 years. People underestimate what they can.
You have no idea why Ludwig says that's so important. Taking days off from streaming, this prevents burnout. This prevents creative burnout in the field. Like, I get it. You want to try to get that retention and things like that. But the problem is if you're basically streaming like 24/7, 7 days a week without any sort of like chance to sort of like either rest or plan without a day off, you're going to hit burnout a lot faster, and you would not want to stream more. Like this is why, for example, like subathons, like people who do constant subathons, they get burnt out so easily from streams, is because when they're always just doing nothing but subathons, when they finish their subathons, they crash entirely, and then they start up another subathon and just do the whole thing again. And again, like, nothing against people who just do constant subathons, but it's also another reason why I don't do subathons specifically, or do like marathons, unless it's a special event. Because I know for a fact that takes a lot more energy, that takes a lot more time, that takes a lot more resources, and I need to better plan for those. Makes things easier for me to plan around things. Yeah, I get burnt out watching subathons. Exactly. Like, I feel like people who watch subathons as well as do subathons will get burnt out a lot more easily because they don't have a lot of time to prepare or plan. That's why this is also another reason why I take weekends off from streaming. I don't stream on weekends because I want to take that time to both rest and also prepare for the next few streams in the next few weeks. And I think a lot of people take that for granted. And I feel like a lot of people get burnt out more easily. Like a lot of people's mental healths, especially in the VTuber scenes that don't take breaks, oftentimes like take these very long hiatuses because they never had time to take a break. So I say rule of thumb from this advice that Ludwig is giving is literally take days off. And it's also like, I feel like it's also better if you try to take days off between streams too. For example, like I try my best to make streams every other day rather than trying to do streams every day and then go on break. Because what that will do is it'll give me a little bit a buffer time between streams to be able to not only work on the stuff that I need for my clients, but as well as work on videos, just handle things IRL without having to like be pressured into going live per se. The reason why I'm doing it all week this week is because we want to try to get through this entire week the same way that these guys are doing. Anywho,
can do in 5 years, they overestimate what they can do in 1 year, okay? So if you give yourself a little rest, you'll be a lot more successful in the long term. Are you trying to be a streamer for a year and burn out and then be like, oh, I can't deal with content creation? Or are you trying to do it, I'm on year 8, okay? Yeah. And you never seen a tweet out of me going, oh,
hey, James.
I'm fucking tired doing this. Because I take time off. I go to Dodgers games, I hang out with my fiance, I do whatever. But I think time off is important. That shit actually matters. It will help you in the long run. It will also help you be a more well-rounded individual. People who stream every day, they become rotted individuwe all right? I think
that is true. I've seen so many of them.
Makes you a better streamer, makes you a more well-rounded person. This also matters. Do we have a question on that?
Did you start taking days off once you made it big, or when you were still farming?
All right, guys, hold up. That's a good question. Did I take days off when I was making it big? Okay, look, it's true that when the number's going up, it is really exciting to ride that wave and do as much as you can to keep it going. It's like what you guys are doing currently with Streamer University. I gotta go live every day. Okay, that's fine. I think it's okay for short periods of time to do that, but make it a short period of time. Recognize, hey, I'm catching this wave. I'm gonna take some time for myself after, all right, to catch up on the life that I haven't been leading because I've been so focused on work. It's really easy for streamers to fall in the trap. You know the trope of like the working husband, barely knows his wife, barely knows his kids, works every day? Streamers do that to themselves all the time.
Yeah, it's true.
Streamers have amazing relationships online. Offline, they barely talk to the people they stream with. They have no personality. They give everything to their creation, and then they're a husk of themselves. In 10 years, you will not be hearing about them. I promise you that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Now, this is also the one big thing is like, I'm fortunate enough to have like content creator friends near me. So that way, like, for example, if we all need like a break or like do something, we usually like try to do something together. And a lot of the times it's like, we want to be able to like just step away from the streams and stuff like that and like actually have some socialization. This is why going to Offkai was just so incredible because I got a chance to talk to a lot of the people that I basically collabed with in the past and also like have like a decent conversation with and not be like a husk of a person that I am. Now, granted, like there are cases where I am like a little bit more tired on like a VC off stream. It's mostly because I also work like a dog a little bit too much as well. I think it's a bit of a problem, but for me, it's just like, yeah, but it makes sense. Like trying to have breaks for yourself and have time to just hang out with people outside of streams is a good thing. You also build more relationships too outside of streams too, especially with the people you collab with. Like, for example, me, Andron, and Brutal, we basically have like this group, this unofficial group started out and we collab together and we do great because we synergize with each other off stream and hang out, have like a watch party or watch like different stuff or just work on stuff together. And same thing with like a lot of friends that I do with, we basically all just hang out in a VC and just work on stuff for the most part, which is good. People should do that more.
Who's your GOAT? There's another homework assignment. I need you guys.
Okay, who's my GOAT? Okay, here's another homework assignment. Who's my GOAT? Who's your GOAT? I already have like a few people on this list that I already know who's my GOAT. I took a long hiatus crafting stuff. Think it's time for me to get back to work. Hell yeah. I will say, like, I am probably going to be returning to an old flame of mine back in the day that started my streaming career. We're going to be probably returning to Destiny 2 at some point. I did reinstall the game and start playing it recently, and I'm having fun with it, surprisingly. So at some point, I am probably gonna be streaming this week playing the game. So that's probably gonna be happening. But who's my goat?
To be writing down who your streaming goats are. Now, for this specifically, all right, it is important for you to study what you are passionate about, okay? You cannot be a streamer if you do not watch streams. It just doesn't work. You're just not, you don't actually care about the medium. Maybe you just like the idea of being big and successful. Maybe you like the idea of being rich. You'll just never be successful if those are your reasons. You have to truly love streaming to be a big streamer, all right?
That is true.
So what does it mean when I say who's your GOAT? I need you to find streamers in the niche you are in, okay? If you are doing sports, don't put down, you know, Jeffree Star as your GOAT or whatever. Try to make it somebody who's in the same sphere as you, all right? So for example, look.
Okay, Ray technically hangs out with VTubers all the time, so he's basically a VTuber at this point. He just doesn't have a model yet. So yeah, Ray is already one of my goats to begin with. He, like I said, I was really hoping I would do this as soon as possible because Ray is definitely one of my goats. I'm probably gonna put down at least like 3 people instead of 4 because I feel like that's a lot. I guess in terms of like who I would consider my goats in the VTubing space. Oh man, it's really hard for me to pick.
Everyone knows Anthony Edwards?
Actually, technically they are a streamer, but they're also an artist that's in like my same field. I do watch their streams a lot, their art streams specifically. They are from Hololive, and I think they are also one of my goats as well when it comes to it. Nina Mai's artwork is like impeccable, and I always look up to her art style and artworks that she does. Like most of like the stuff that she does for like thumbnails and things like that is like her artwork, and it's amazing. So I consider her as like one of my goats. And I guess this is like it's a really weird one because she follows me on Twitter, but also like I met her at TwitchCon. So this one's probably going to be Momotex. Momotex is also one I look up to, which is like another artist that like is a self-made VTuber. And she's also like one of the people that helped make this model a little bit because I went onto your stream and asked her like, what sizes do you normally use for your VTuber models? And she gave me the numbers and I just worked off of those numbers ever since. Which honestly like has been like I would say like these three are at least my top 3 goats right here is Ray Narvaez Jr., Nina Mai, and Momotex. All 3 of them have been huge inspirations for how I got here today, and I think this definitely like proves that, which is surprising because like I think I watch Ray for his personality in being entertaining specifically, and I watch these 2 for their skills in creativity such as art, like things like VTuber model designs and just illustrations in general, like mostly through skills. So it really tells me like who I basically want to be as a content creator based on these like, and I think the reason why he does this is basically it shows like what kind of content creator I want to be like in terms of like the stuff I want to do. Because like Ray, I want to have like the personality of Ray. Ray is very entertaining when he's in the room. Like he is probably he's very energetic, surprisingly. And he's always somebody that will always like stay like, when he's enjoying hanging out with people and stuff like that, he will have a good time even if he hates the game. That's how incredible he can be. Ina and Momo are both highly skilled artists that have, one of them works in the industry for sure. I can't really like name out their past life, but I could tell like one of them is highly professional. The other one is also extremely professional, who has like a game coming out as well, which is incredible. And I also like am glad to have met at TwitchCon last year. So yeah, I think these are my goats.
All right, Anthony Edwards often says he's inspired by KD. KD, talk to him. In an interview, he says he's inspired by Kobe. Kobe obviously inspired by Michael Jordan. Most of you probably don't know who David Thompson is. Okay, that's the domino piece that started it all. He inspired Michael Jordan to be the player he is. We stand on the shoulders of giants. Respect these giants. Study your GOATs. I'm gonna give you a few examples of people who I like right now. And so when I ask you to write down these GOATs for this homework assignment, I want you to write down 3 people and why. What about their content do you find so alluring? So I'm gonna give you examples so you can do this easier. Joe Bart, king of the content funnel. We'll talk about the content funnel a bit later. Okay? RDC, they're probably kings of authenticity in streaming. And I think authenticity is what audiences really enjoy.
I think
right?
Ray is the most
Especially because
authentic.
there's such like a Mr. Beastification, you know, of like big grand events or whatever. People like authenticity, a friend group who are actual real life friends. You can't get much better than that. And then KDB, she's funnier than I'll ever be. So honestly, I'll watch funny people to hopefully pick up a thing or two. So anyway, that's an example of a few GOATs. I need you guys for your homework. All right, this is it. Your homework today. Write down your 3 goals. It can be 3 or more.
What did you just say?
Is that Lacey?
Yeah.
He didn't like the vibe.
He didn't like the vibe.
Tell him to be allowed to
Can you go out, yell him, and tell him to go see Dean Sinat on my behalf?
Oh my God.
Right now, baby. Go yell him.
Ooh.
Hey, Lacey. Dean Sinat right now. I'm not playing.
Truly uncalled.
I'm not playing. You are 30 minutes late to class.
I'm not even in this class.
Batman, go handle it.
That's even a better reason. Dean Sinat.
Vocal note.
Get out of here.
Don't worry about it. I got it.
Is that Batman?
All right, come on. Let's get out of here.
All right.
All right, close the door, better.
Bro, they just let anybody in streamer you. Who let Batman in who let Batman here?
All right, homework. Guys, back to it, your homework. All right, there's 3 things. I'm only checking for 2. First one, I need your goals, at least 3 for the end of the year. I need you to think about the schedule. I don't need to see what your schedule is, but start thinking of an ideal schedule. And then finally, write down your 3 GOATs and why they are your GOATs, what you admire about them. And I want to just actually take a few right now. Does anyone have some goals they'd like to share with the class? Bonnie, please. What's a goal?
Like lose my imposter syndrome, because I do struggle with that a little bit.
Lose your imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
What does that mean exactly?
And just be more confident.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how about we...
Oh, brother.
Ooh. Ooh. Somebody's phone went off.
I think, Bonnie, a good way to phrase goals are things you can make actions on, right? So losing imposter syndrome is hard because it's a little open-ended. So maybe write down things you appreciate about yourself every day. You know, like building confidence in ways that you can make tangible actions towards, as opposed to hurting yourself in your own goal. In your own goal, you've labeled that you have imposter syndrome. But if we were to make our goal, hey, I'm gonna say like, you know, things I appreciate about myself in the world and the friends that I have in my life, then that works towards your goal without phrasing your goal in a negative way. Any other goals? I'm gonna go around, I'm just gonna bounce around, come back, what you got?
Oh, to lose weight.
To lose weight? Why do you wanna lose weight?
Because I'm fat.
Now, are you saying you're fat, or do you feel bad when you walk around?
No, I mean, I feel like I can...
Are people calling you fat? Does chat call you fat?
You are not that fat.
Oh,
What the fuck is that?
you are not that fat? That's crazy. All right, I think that's a good goal. I think personal goals are great. What you got back there?
Grow my clothing brand and sell about 10,000 for the first year.
Grow your clothing brand, sell 10,000 units in the first year?
Yeah.
I like that. What's the clothing brand name?
OLVR, Oliver.
Have you dropped a drop yet?
Not yet. I'm getting samples August 10th.
Now samples August 10th? I like it. All right, what's your goal?
Make more art, learn how to spend time off, and more technology-free time. And AJ, you lost so much weight. Don't call yourself fat.
AJ.
I like that. Why are you calling it make more? I think it's important with goals. Let's get a little more specific. Make more art is open-ended. It can be one of those goals that you're like,
that is true.
You can push that off. So I don't know what specific art do you make?
Well, that's the thing. I do all art. I'm all medium. So it's just more like reconnect with it. Like, okay, more specifically, reconnect with it off stream. Because now I have such a streaming mindset that I'm like, okay, now how can I structure this art to be funny and interesting for a stream to keep my viewership going?
So why
I
not
need to
say,
like cut that off.
hey, I'm taking Fridays off now. That's a day where I can work on myself and I can also do my art.
Because like you said earlier, it's so easy to like when you see a wave that you want to be like, oh,
I might add that to my goals because I realized like with how everything is, I do want to like I do want to basically make enough revenue.
Won't kill you. But or even
I might take that idea a little bit because I want to at least like take a time where I can like make enough revenue where I don't have to worry about commissions as well, where I can actually just work on the art that I want to work on per se, and say for example like building out merch and things like that. That way it can like focus on that revenue more so than like say for example like trying to do a commission, because for example doing constant commissions all the time can lead to burnout. I've had that happen to me multiple times and it sucks. So if I can basically have my goal basically be is to double my revenue from all sources without having to like, say for example, if I had to like drop, say for example, like doing commissions for a little bit so I could just focus on the other stuff, that gives me more time to work on, say like my art skills and improve myself as an artist. Lurk shower. Have a nice shower, Nix.
if it's a morning or whatever it is. I mean, you can fit it in. How about an example of some goats? Who here has a goat in mind? Someone they really like, someone they think's great, that inspires them? What you got?
Extra Emily.
Extra Emily, and why?
I like her.
Driving? No, I'm just playing.
Oh.
I'm just playing. I like Extra Emily too.
My car is total too, but that's not the point. So no, I like that she just does like solo streams. I do the same thing where I just travel.
In IRL?
Yeah, I'm about to do a Europe tour solo. Just me and my camera.
And the confidence she has walking in those places.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Raises hand, spec inspires me. That's crazy. That's a wild statement to say. I will say this though. I will say like I felt touched because there was a couple people that were at Offkai saying that they were very inspired by the work I did and the content that I make, and I'm very happy to like be that same inspiration for people in my chat that come to these conventions. And honestly, like it warms my heart seeing that people really got into art because of like the stuff that I do. And honestly, it's really, really. Honestly, I honestly think that's the most heartwarming thing I've ever been told to at a con.
Mr. Keem.
This is No Glaze.
Can't say me, I will go next.
Agent Zero. He's the best variety streamer ever, alright?
Cocky for saying not me. Best variety streamer, what do you mean by that? Why is he better than Lyric?
He's very consistent. He does immaculate IRL content. He's an amazing gamer, and he's a Reacts king.
I would say what he does better. What does he do better than Lyric?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't watch a lot of Lyric. I know who he is,
What
but
does
I
he
don't
do
watch
better
him a lot.
than Soda Pop? What's he do better than me?
What's he do better than?
It's not a competition, Ludwig. I know the answer. I want to see if he knows the answer.
Well, I will say this. He is the Professor of the Year of 2025, so.
I think the only reason I'm pushing you on this is when I want you to mention your GOAT, I need you to really know who they are.
Okay, so what he does do better, I would say, is like, so he has a group, AMP, and they make content together regularly, and I don't know if you have like a group, maybe you have like the Yard or something?
I think, and Agent, you can back me up, I think what Agent does better than almost anyone is the thoughtfulness of his segments. I think he ideates probably more than almost any other streamer, and then the segments that come out of that are much more creative pound for pound, okay? As opposed to someone like me or Lyric, who are much more desktop focused, or an IRL streamer who's too scared to try out desktop. Agent will push boundaries in the expressiveness about his ideas. Okay? So that's what I would spot for you. Do you agree with me on that?
Yeah, all the compliments I'll take.
All right. All right, let's get one final one. We're gonna go next after that. We have not heard from you yet.
Hi, I'm Tatum Biddick. My goal, I would say, is to become like the first female athlete in this kind of industry. I play softball, so I don't really know many athletes in general that sit here and stream like this and make it here. So
an athlete streamer, female. I actually
like that.
Is there
We're trying
not?
to develop a niche then. I like that.
Are there no niche for that?
Let's
That's
go
interesting.
through then. All right.
Joker has hacked our
streaming. He's
Yo,
making
real-
our Wi-Fi terrible. We gotta go handle this, but we were here, so please don't tell Dean Sinat. Get your homework. Let's go. We'll be back.
You interrupted class. Get out and don't come back.
All right, see y'all.
What's the count of it?
Okay, that was wild. Hold on. Yo, real talk, Lud killed it at the school. Ludwig, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Ludwig was basically preaching bars. Like, he's been spewing like facts about like content creation. I think a lot of streamers needed this thing, and honestly, also like, I think Streamer University was a good way to like weed out the content, the clip farmers versus the people that actually want to make content. Like, you could tell who was there at the clip farm versus there to actually like learn something, you know? And actually, I want to show a clip of like one situation that Ludwig did at the school that I think really cements like how they're weeding out the clip farmers versus like the actual people that want to learn. And also, I have no idea why Batman and Robin were there streaming. I have no idea. That was weird for day one.
Were those the people who are dressed as the fucking...
Lorax.
Okay.
Yeah.
They got a character for every day?
That's a Lorax? Okay, that explains so much.
Today?
It was Victor.
Guys, show of hands. Did anyone here not write something down? Did anyone here not put down their goals?
I put down everything I could.
Genuine advice, at this point, and I do not say this with malice in my heart, you should probably quit streaming. I do not think you are cut out for what it takes to be a full-time streamer if you are not willing to put the work in right now to do such simple things as laying out the goals for what you want for yourself. I don't care if you guys are successful. I'm a multi-millionaire. My life is awesome. But if you don't care, for your own life and your own success, then who can? Who is supposed to? All right? Prove me wrong. I would love to see it in 3 years. If you didn't write this, maybe you're watching online, you didn't write the goals down, even though I told you to do it. I told you to put down who your goats were, what your goals were, think about your schedule. If you didn't do any of that, then you probably won't want to spark stream. You probably won't want to come up with these things and be the streamer that you hope to be in your dreams. What you got for me?
Please use the bathroom.
Yeah, you can use the bathroom.
Thank you.
Also, I'm so sorry. The signal is low-key ass in here.
Huh?
She's been effing the whole time.
It's awful everywhere in this building.
Yeah, I think it's just awful everywhere. Look, at any moment you guys can leave. I don't care. Do you. All right, guys.
I honestly think like a lot of people have taken that moment that he talked about people quitting, and basically like decided to spread it online and misinform what he really means about that. Like, he's not saying like everyone should quit streaming for people that actually like care. He means like people that just like, I guess he's basically calling out people who do streaming as a hobby as well, which again, that makes sense. But I think he means I don't think he's even meaning the people who stream as a hobby as well, because there's two different like ways of doing that. And the reason why I say that this is still good advice is because this is for people that want to stream, but they also want to make money while also being streamers as well. Like, remember, Ludwig is a multi-million-dollar content creator, which again, he didn't get that just because he just got lucky one day. Yeah, there is luck involved, but he put in the work and the effort to basically like figure out the system and basically like keep on growing and growing and creating new ideas by the system that he basically studied for years. He's been doing this for 8 years, and it shows that he has growth in that. Like, there is I would say like for anybody that is streaming, and I kind of agree with him on that point, because like, again, not to brown nose or anything like that, but I kind of agree with him on that idea, because again, if you're someone who wants to try to do content creation and streaming and want to like make this like your personal career and make this a living, you have to like put the effort and put the work into it. Otherwise you're wasting your time. And again, it's going to be tough. It's going to be difficult. You're at the start. It's going to be very rough. And that's basically the first, your first wall is trying to get through that hurdle. Like, I went through that hurdle when I started streaming. Like, I started out with only maybe like one or two people watching my art streams or gaming streams. And then now we're at like 4,000 followers and multiple around 5,000 on Instagram and 6,000 on Twitter, and now basically 1.53 thousand on YouTube and 6,000 on TikTok, with like multiple views and people and content creators now knowing my name at cons. Like it's there. The work, the putting in the work is definitely needed. Like there is no like easy way of, there's not, it's basically saying there's no easy way of doing this, and you should definitely like do the work to do it to be successful. And I think that's what he's trying to say.
I feel like we were talking about more high-level things that you can work on for your life, whatever. All right, I know a lot of you guys are already successful streamers on Twitch, but if you do not know, this is some generic advice that I think is applicable to everyone. I think we all know this. You cannot grow on Twitch. We know this, right? There's no discoverability. We have heard about this. We've heard about this ad nauseum. And so what do? You go to other platforms. Maybe you make YouTube videos, whatever. I try to prove this. I made a video asking whether Twitch was luck or skill. I went live on a secret channel, and I waited to see how long it would take for me to get viewership. Okay, usually when I go live, I get 10 to 20,000 viewers. I was live for 4 hours, I didn't get a single viewer. I didn't even get a bot. I was fucked up. If you were to go live on Kai Cenat's channel and Kai were to go live on your channel, you would have more viewers on his channel than he would on yours. That's just how the platform of Twitch works. Yep. It is dog shit in that sense, yeah?
You stream a lot on YouTube. What do you think of like YouTube Live's discoverability?
I think we're having a whole class on YouTube, I think tomorrow. YouTube Live's discoverability is worse than it could be, because YouTube gets a lot more money from people watching videos than from live streams. So they do not push live streams. They do occasionally, but not nearly to the extent that somebody like TikTok does, where you get the live stream, you're like, why do they keep fucking pushing me live streams? And then you accidentally click, and then you're in the live stream hell, and then you have to close out. Like a platform like TikTok's a lot better at pushing live streams than YouTube. YouTube doesn't really do it because it doesn't pay them the big bucks. And they're scared to fuck with the moneymaker, which is VODs.
Yeah, it's true. Unfortunately, Twitch does not have good discoverability, unfortunately. And a lot of like streamers, and this is like the reason why a lot of people lose interest in streaming, because they think that, oh, I'm going to just go live and try to make the big bucks by just going live and making like so many people enjoy myself. And I'm also one who fell for this too a little bit. I personally think I should have started making YouTube videos first, like long form videos at the start, and then I streamed, because YouTube's discoverability when it comes to videos, that stuff gets pushed, especially now with shorts specifically. Those things get pushed even harder. And that's actually another reason why like I've been pushing more like content, video content, such as shorts, TikToks, Instagram Reels. I've been trying to upload on all those platforms now as of recently. And I've been noticing an extreme amount of growth because of that. And a lot of Twitch streamers, especially VTubers, which I honestly think a lot of them shouldn't be called VTubers if they're not using YouTube, which is weird. But a lot of them don't make videos or make under their content outside of streams. And I feel like that's holding them back a lot, because there's a lot of good people that make great content out there, but they refuse to like make videos outside of just streams or Twitch streams, because they think that Twitch stream is going to be the one that's going to make them the most money. No, that's not true, because Twitch's discoverability does not favor small time streamers at all. And the best way to basically boost discovery is to make content outside of it, unfortunately.
All right, so question for y'all. How many hours should you stream a day? Go.
8 to 12.
All right, love it.
Ew.
What you got?
Wait, a day?
How many hours you stream a day?
Personally, or are you saying?
How many hours should you stream?
I think 2 to 4.
Okay, who else?
I think like 4 to 6.
Okay. Anyone else got an answer? We kind of got a full range there.
I would agree with 4 as well.
Yeah, 4 to 6.
4 to 6? All right. I like
There
that.
we go.
I think you guys are in the money spot. 8 to 12 is way too long. You are wasting your time. And this is about efficiency of time, okay? You can stream 12 hours. You'll make more money. You'll get more subs. You'll get more followers, whatever. But the efficiency of your time just isn't there. Because Twitch is not going to help you grow as a creator. You are basically cashing in on the audience you currently have. This is a 6-hour stream of mine. All right, this is from June 11th. This is one of my best streams ever. I'm going to ask you guys right now. This is a little bit of a trick question. Why is this one of my best streams ever? You take a look at, I have all the metrics out for you. This is my YouTube analytics, my Twitch analytics.
Because of the watch time.
Because of the watch time? Okay, what you got?
I think you're just very consistent.
Consistency?
Yeah, this
all right?
this definitely works. I originally stated it with YT videos because of friends, my younger phase. Honestly, need to get back into editing my stuff and posting it, but most likely gonna unlist some old videos. The nice thing is that like if you have things like Premiere Pro or like DaVinci Resolve, there's a lot of plugins to make the edits like work for you in a way. Like for example, like I have a free plugin that I use for a lot of the edits for my video content that makes me post a lot faster. Which is nice, and shout out to, I gotta also like put down the person who made those presets to begin with, which took a lot of time because I think a lot of the time is mostly just editing time, and if I can try to maximize editing time into a minimum amount, I can be able to like post it. That's why I like make the art stuff pretty fast because it's very like less time consuming as well, which is very important. Also like the hours of streaming. Okay. Almost a good portion of Ludwig's class, along with himself, has said 4 to 6 hours is the best amount of time to stream because you're putting in the reason why is because you're not wasting your time. Because I've also noticed this too with even my streams is that if I go longer than say, for example, like 6 hours, I see also like a viewer drop as well because a lot of people are basically going to sleep, going to work, things like that. You have to sort of like utilize your stream time similar to how you upload videos for like peak hours and things like that, where people are watching at certain times, because unless of course you're like this people who like to basically get people on the other side of the hemisphere as well that get up at those times, which is very rare for people in my area, especially in my hemisphere. It is a lot harder to basically try to maintain those hours unless you're doing a subathon. But doing 4 to 6 hours is nice because it gives you more time to basically prepare for like streams, give you planning, things like that. You're not wasting your time just streaming for hours and hours without any sort of growth. Like I think streaming for more than 6 hours might be a little bit too much. So, which is why for me specifically is moving forward, I'm probably going to be going to 4 to 5 hours as my hard cap for streams, especially streams like this, because I think like I rather focus on the quality over the quantity of the amount of hours I do streaming. The last thing I want to do is give you guys like a half-ass 6 hour stream, half-ass like 9 hour stream versus like a very high quality, very funny, very like clippable stream that has a bunch of clips in it rather than do like 8 to 12 hours with nothing, if that makes any sense. Brick's ears. Subathon? You doing a subathon? No, I'm not doing a subathon. We are not ready for a subathon at any capacity at the moment. But yeah, I think like for me moving forward, like I know Schlimbo's gonna be doing this. I know a few of my friends are gonna be doing this, but yeah, I'm gonna be hitting just like 4 to 5 hours, I would say at most moving forward, because it helps. Because again, it helps with the quality of the streams versus the quantity. Pouts, oh my goodness.
I mean, your title says Game with Friends. Maybe it was a big collaborative event, so it drew a lot of viewers to your channel.
Okay. What you got?
I don't know, maybe you got some good clips or something.
You got double your normal stuff.
Okay, you are close. What you got?
You upped your average viewers?
Yeah, by 100. It's marginal. All right. Just real quick, by show of hands, who self-describes himself as a clip farmer? AKA, who goes live, who can get a bunch of clips, you can throw them on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, and they do very well, but maybe on stream, you're used to getting like 100, 200 viewers, a smaller number than the amount of user clips get. Does that sound familiar to anyone? Is anyone really thriving on clips, but it's not, transferring to long form? Okay? All right? What you guys are really good at is...
Now that's currently the challenge that I have is like, I can make really good shorts and TikToks. Technically most VTubers are clip formers anyway, when it comes to their content. Like, I hate to say this, but like, I think like 90% of the content made by VTubers specifically, and just streamers in general, mostly are clip farming, which isn't a bad thing. But like when you go to their actual like streams and stuff like that, it's like the personality is like completely different, right? I think my biggest thing with like my content is trying to figure out the long form aspect of it, especially when it comes to things like long form videos. Like I need to figure that part out. But I think what I kind of get the sweet spot is that I'm able to just like make the content naturally on stream because I'm making videos that are not from the streams themselves. A lot of the video content that I've gone viral with are non-stream videos, which I think is more rewarding to people because they want to like, they get very interested going like, whoa, these shorts are amazing. Wait, this person's live making the video. I should probably go see how he makes them. Like stuff like that. Does it help that chat spams the clip command? I don't think that's a bad thing per se, because sometimes you don't have like mods on hand to clip your content and things like that. Like that's not a bad thing per se. But I will say is like a lot of the content that I've seen in like the VTubing space, a lot of it per se is like clip farmy for the most part. Because like I see like the same sort of editing style. I see a lot of the same sort of jokes thrown around for like the same games. And I'm not saying they're bad per se. I just said that like it very is oversaturated with clip farming. Yeah, I agree. Like it's not bad, but it's like overdone per se, which is why I kind of stand out a little bit more, is because I'm doing something that not a lot of YouTubers do, which is make stories with my content. And I basically turned my almost useless, like my useless animation degree into something useful for the content that I make. And we'll still keep doing it because I think they work. But yeah, moving on.
Streaming for the clip. It's second nature. You probably have gone through a stream, hit the moment, knew, oh, that's the clip that I'll post later, and then gone through the rest of your stream. I am old school. They did not have clips. Okay, they deadass didn't even have short form. So what I did is I streamed for the YouTube video. I would create a segment in my stream. The entire stream would be me recording the YouTube video live. Okay? You know, for example, I have the rarest Pokemon
Ray does this
box,
for his entire
open
streams.
We're gonna see what's inside. Very clear expectation of the context of what's gonna be happening in the stream. Later on, I'll have an editor edit that.
I recommend Storytime Shorts. I'm going to be doing more of those soon.
As recording sessions. That's all they are. So what's the ideal amount of time to stream? I would say, how many segments can you get out of the stream? You're probably not going to get 8 to 12 hours of segments. I cap out at around 4. So why is this my best stream? These are all the segments that I got out of it. Real quick, this is the revenue. This is going to be for later. This is the revenue the stream made. It made $5,500. Okay, just keep that in mind. That's not a flex. Just keep that in mind. This is the content that I got out of it. Okay. So we had 3 VODs. Just got 14K. You know, 178K, 140K. I got 3 edited videos. 320K, $1 million, 330K. I got a couple shorts at $500,000 and $1 million. Okay. All right. That's all from one stream. 1 6-hour stream. I got all of that. Okay. That's the 5,500. That's how much a stream made. If I streamed double, I might have made 7K.
Treat streams like recording sessions.
This is how much all that content made.
Holy moly.
Or YouTube.
All that content made $25,000. That is separate from the stream's revenue, by the way. 30 bands from one stream. 30 bands from one stream.
Yeah, he made $25,000 just from like 6 videos, which is insane. Again, it also depends on the viewerships to ad revenue. But again, this is why I'm saying like a lot of like streamers and a lot of VTubers definitely don't utilize YouTube videos or YouTube content as much, or they should be doing more of that, because I feel like you're losing out on a lot of revenue because of it.
5/6 of which,
like for example, I'm currently working on a project involving long form videos moving forward. That's going to be amazing. It's going to take some time, but I'm going to have some like in between stuff as well for it. But I'm going to try and make more video content as well as long forms. And going to keep at it where I'm going to be scheduling videos coming out at least like I think what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to probably have a video at least like every other 3 weeks or so. That way it gives me a little bit some time, because I'm not at that point where I have a team to basically drop a video every week like all these other big YouTube content creators that drop like a weekly video. We're not at that stage yet. It's better to have like at least like a reasonable upload schedule that you can manage as a single crew member like myself. but it's always good to have like those kind of ideas in play. Like for example, one of the biggest videos that I was a part of was Anarchy's D&D campaign. And that video did really well. It was like 66,000 views, and it had enough revenue for her to hire me as another thumbnail artist for the next video that just dropped a few days ago. Like doing things like D&D campaigns do really well on YouTube.
Which is from the stuff that comes out of the stream afterwards. This is called the content funnel. This is why being a streamer is so valuable.
Content funnel.
When you stream, you can turn that stream into a YouTube video. You can have a thriving VOD channel. You can get amazing clips that are driving people to different sites. Maybe you're long form, maybe you're short form, whatever.
So question there. When it comes to like playing this, because I've tried and played with this a little bit myself. I kind of wonder, do you ever like?
Banner, can you close the door on him?
Have you ever tried, or do you still like kind of make scripts in a way, like before, like say you have something that you want to really make sure that you talk about or you say? Have you ever like been like, okay, this is what for this segment I have some type of script for.
Are you talking about for long form?
Yeah, for the long form. Like when you're like, okay, I know I want to make sure that I talk about this in my long form.
So I think ultimately the question here is, do you have scripts for your segments? No, I just have rough segments that I know are going to happen. So this stream, I set up a Mentor Chameleon lobby that I was going to do with some friends that I knew would hit because I knew the group was really good because Northern Lion was in it and he's electric, okay? I had planned to watch the CoffeeZilla video because the Lego scandal is...
Oh yeah, that's right. He did this. All of these videos are one stream, by the way.
And CoffeeZilla is like the investigative guy. And I've been doing this challenge called the God Gamer Gauntlet. And that one was a little more freeform, but it's a structured stream that I have set up that people are familiar with. And so I knew I was going to do all three of these concepts going in. Okay, and that was my game plan. I'm not as good of a clip farmer as other people, so I just have an editor and I say, find it. Find the diamonds for me, because I'm not good at it. A lot of you guys are really good at this part. So what do you do if you're good at this part? How do I get better long form? This is all you're working on now. This is all we're focused on now. You know how to get the clip. Why do we have to worry about it? You already know how to do it. So let's improve the other part of our game. Okay, I used to be dog shit at recording offline videos, which is weird. I would think, live streaming, I'd be good at it. I made another channel that was only offline recordings just to work on that skill. Now I'm electric at it. I feel great.
Nice.
You're good at getting clips? Yeah. So let's get good at this. This is what you're working on now. Long form. So we're thinking about segments on stream that
focus
will turn
on
into good YouTube videos. You have to study that
focus
game.
on
study people who do it.
your weaknesses.
You have to do things that are authentic to yourself. But this is the content.
He's basically saying to his class, focus on your weaknesses rather than your strengths. Like, for example, like a lot of them are clip farmers, right? Or people that do TikToks or YouTube shorts or Instagram reels, but no long form. So now he's saying, work on the thing you're not good at. So I'm going to write down as a note, focus on your weaknesses and turn them into strengths, basically. Turn them into strengths. Because listen, I'm good at making like shorts. I am not good at making long form. Like most of my long form videos barely break 100 at the moment. So I want to change that. I want to try to be able to make long form that can break at least like 1,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 or 33,000 or 300,000. I want to try to break that. So I think probably moving forward with everything, now that I'm kind of like out of every con, I can focus on more long form videos.
Content funnel. In your live streams, you should not just be getting clips. You should not just be getting long form videos. You should be getting everything. You get everything in one.
Good question. So I know you made 25,000.
Yeah, 25K?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. And
what's the question?
How much did you spend on those clippers and editors?
Well, I'll do a class on that tomorrow, going through all my finances. I have a company of about 15 people. My expenses are like $250,000 a month, or excuse me, yeah, $250,000 a month about. So it's hard to say because it's not like individually catered towards this stream. It's not like the clipper gets paid necessarily for just this, like they're a full-time employee, so. But I'll have a better breakdown tomorrow, and that class will be available online. I can send it to you.
All right, so look, like, would you agree that when you stream versus make a YouTube video, there's like a different like flair or like a flavor to it? So do you have any tips for like when you use your stream to make a video, like how to edit that well to do well on YouTube?
Okay, the question was, you think videos are better when they are recorded than when they are streamed?
No, I think it's a different feel.
It's a different feel. So I think what it requires is a little love after the stream. So the stream is hard because you're live. You can't always contextualize things. You don't always know what the moment is that needs repackaging later on. VO will help you get the feel of the live stream feeling like an offline recording. That's the value of VO. Because you can basically carry through boring moments to moments that are more exciting. You can do a new intro now that you have the knowledge of what happened. Okay, so I
Definitely doing voiceover helps.
And giving your editors more ammo to make a better product.
Yeah.
Any other questions on the content funnel?
He's also true about that. Voiceovers help a lot, and I think a lot of VTubers definitely need to do that a little bit more. Like, for example, CDog does voiceovers a lot. Ludwig does that a lot. A lot of content creators like Guga and Guga Max the Meat Guy and Nick D. Giovanni, and even like this is most recent one they also watch. Ted Nevison also does voiceovers for his content as well. It's very useful. Like, if you want to, like, say, for example, let's say, like, I played through this entire game in this amount of hours or something like that, or I try to beat every boss in Elden Ring, having voiceovers between those, like, segments of, like, dead air during streams goes a long way because you're providing more engagement with the voiceovers over, like, your dead, and works better with your editors, too, with the dead air. So that helps a lot.
A lot of you guys chit-chat back there for how bad you are at YouTube. I've seen it. Okay? A lot of chit-chat for how bad you are at YouTube. I'm just saying, sometimes it is really easy to just focus on the thing you are good at. Let's improve the thing we are bad at. Some of you here don't even have YouTube channels, by the way. I looked through all of your channels. We don't even have YouTube channels, or we haven't uploaded in 4 months.
This is why I respect Ludwig and what he's teaching right here. This is why I fully respect what he's saying, because he actually took the time to look through everybody's like background before this class even started. And already can tell like half of them don't even have YouTube channels. Like, who does that? Like, this is why Ludwig is a multi-million-dollar streamer versus everybody else in the room, because he actually puts in the homework. He actually does the homework. This right here, that right there, like, nobody really realizes how big of a effort Ludwig puts into this. Like, he puts 110% into whatever he's doing, and that's what everyone should also try to strive to be, I would think. Like, the fact that nobody really caught that little remark is kind of crazy to me, and don't really take this a little bit more seriously than they think, because think about this. He basically just said, look, I basically ran through everybody's content background and looked through everybody here and wrote down everybody who didn't have a YouTube channel versus who had a YouTube channel. And I also made sure who was in class and who wasn't in class. That right there is somebody who is really good at what he does when it comes to what he does best in terms of content creation. This guy has it down to a science. And I know I'm glazing a little bit here, but I'm going to be honest with you. Like, that statement right there says a lot about Ludwig in terms of like his work ethic, the way he works essentially, and how a streamer should be working.
That is not acceptable. Here's the deal, guys. You are not just competing against other small streamers. You are competing against every streamer. You need to be better than the biggest streamers to be getting the attention of viewers. All right, I have good news for you. Most streamers are absolute dog shit.
That's true.
Most streamers are absolute dog shit legacy streamers who boot up a game and just kind of coast, and they're multimillionaires, and they're not providing new things. So if you're hungrier, if you're willing to work on the stuff you're not good at, you can replace some of them, okay? But it's not negotiable. You have to be doing long-form videos. You have to be working on clips. And you can do it slow. I know it's expensive. It's hard to get all the editors for it, whatever. You can do it slow, but make it something you are actively working on. Any other questions? Okay, I want to leave you guys with a quote here. This is from Abe Lincoln. Give me 6 hours to cut a tree and I'll spend 4 sharpening the axe. What's the connection there, Marlon?
The connection is you're sharpening the tool instead of the.
Dude.
You're building the skill.
The connection here is we're spending 4 hours figuring out what we're gonna do on the stream, so then our stream can be the most successful stream it can be, right? We don't spend 6 hours just going live because you had 6 hours available. It would be genuinely more valuable if you had 8
I'm writing
hours
so
to
much
go
notes
live,
about this. This is
to
such
spend
good
4 hours
good
figuring
information.
out what
Holy
you're gonna
crap.
do, and then 4 hours doing it, than just being live for 8 hours. Some of you guys stream too much. We gotta be streaming.
Also, genius for putting like the freaking Red Bull.
Oh yeah.
Also, genius for putting like the Red Bull product placement there, because again, like Ludwig is a ambassador for Red Bull, so he's gonna put Red Bull products all over. He puts Red Bull products all over his streams, and he also drinks a Red Bull. So that kind of classic product placement right there. Also, Frost Fox, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Kaiju Lounge. I hope you enjoy your stay. Welcome in. We're currently right now taking the Ludwig class. We're doing day 1 today.
Less. And it doesn't mean we're taking the time off. It means we're actively taking that time to be thinking about what we're gonna do on stream. Okay? And every big streamer does this. Sometimes they have help, which makes it a lot easier for them because they got capital, they got money to do it. If you do not have that, then your time is your capital, and you have to use that time to set up your streams the best you can.
Welcome in, Huan Shi.
That is the end of my class. You guys have any questions for me? You have any questions you would like to
Gonna
go
make dinner.
over
Have a good dinner.
about anything streamer related while you have me? We have another 5 minutes here before you got to get out.
Should every stream be turned into a YouTube video?
Should every stream? No. Maybe the stream you thought was going to be good and it turned out dog shit. You shouldn't make a dog shit YouTube video.
That's true.
Or maybe you had to do some commitment for a sponsor. You don't want to make that a video. I'm doing a Twitch Rivals event. God knows I'm not making that into a YouTube video. I'm playing Valorant for 7 hours. And the light of day will never see that, but I will still do it. It just won't be a YouTube video. Agent, what you got?
What's the split on like how you spend your time on a day-to-day?
I can go back to my schedule, but this is pretty honest. This is pretty honest to what I do almost every day, Monday through Friday. I mean, weekends are more variable because I got events or whatever I'm going out, but.
How about on days you're not streaming?
On days I'm not streaming? I don't know, I'm just fucking big chilling. I think I'm streaming probably 6 days a week, maybe like 2 to 4 hours, really. Like I'm not doing long streams. Okay, I stream, maybe 3 to 5 is more accurate, but like I think I've streamed 90 hours in the last month.
Okay.
I probably spent another 90 hours thinking about what I was gonna do.
I'm like, I have unstick myself. Welcome back.
So do you have set out days, or you just kind of you go with the whatever 6 days that week is allowing you to?
They're not necessarily like concrete like that, because I think as a streamer you probably notice you have to be malleable. Maybe you're called to an event here, there. So it's more so about like, okay, I know I got to take a day off or whatever, as opposed to Wednesdays I'm off. What you got? Another question?
Okay, so I've been stuck for a long time in the night shift. So my viewers peak between 2 to 6 a.m. Eastern time. And I've tried to transition to earlier times, but my viewers just don't transition well because most of them are overseas. What's the best way to transition?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Just do it. Stick to it. Just
Yep,
do it. Stick to it.
true.
You're not going to get those viewers to switch their schedules, most likely. You're just going to have to get new viewers in that new time zone. But if that's the time zone you want to be in it, be in it. I remember, bro, all that shit. When I was starting out streaming, people were like, oh, you cannot stream in the 4 p.m. time slot because all the big streamers are there. That's bullshit. Just pick whatever's best for you. Okay, believe in yourself, make it catered around what you are trying to do to thrive. You do not have to cater around other people in that sense. I just don't personally believe in that. I think it's fine to just
let's finish
have
what he's saying.
confidence that you will succeed in this new time slot. And I think time will show that whatever losses you had were small enough and you can recoup them with your effort and energy.
That is so true. Okay. Yeah, I actually was given this advice to like multiple like big VTubers back in the day. When I started out, was like, don't stream around like 4 p.m. or don't stream around Friday or don't stream around like these certain days. Now, granted, yeah, sometimes the days can affect like your viewership numbers, but for the most part, like I'm going to be completely honest with you. Ever since I started making video content, I have not seen that much of a difference time-wise for like the amount of viewership that has been added to the streams. or growing, because a lot of the times a lot of people just come to the streams because I make the videos. 100% would take his class. I would, like, if I ever got a chance to like go take like a webinar or like a workshop at like, say for example, like TwitchCon or even like MidCon or something like that, I am going to actively take like a workshop with Ludwig, because he's speaking straight up facts right now. Now, granted, I don't think it should be like all gospel, because I think every stream, not all streamers are made the same, and it should be based on like your own personal sort of flavor when it comes to content creation. But at the same time, I feel like the basic fundamentals of streaming, I think this is very important for like a lot of like content creators to like take this advice pretty much very much well. And again, like I get why a lot of people would say like Streamer University has nothing but Clint Farmers or things like that, or like, nah, I don't want to listen to this because I'm already like super big and super famous. I'm like, sometimes I like, as an artist myself, I oftentimes go back to videos that I've watched previously. Oh my goodness.
Sensational.
Sometimes I often go back to the videos that I actually did learn the basics, because I want to resharpen those skills. Like sometimes when you're at that top, sometimes you want to rehome a skill that you've lost and things like that. So it's always good to like try to like take advice from the people that you looked up to or basically like respect, and try to get more advice again and try to relearn those skills. Also, welcome in, Kaiju Rain.
Yeah, so what's the metric to get into streamer games? Like,
What's the metric to get into streamer games?
Yeah, what we got?
Honestly, I think it is people who I think are coming to this university and will genuinely be a big streamer one day. And not because, you know, they have a crazy amount of viewers now, but they care enough to do that. I showed you these numbers, guys. They are real. Like, genuinely half of you are going to fail, in the sense that you will have come to Streamer U and you will have nothing to show for it in a year. I mean, it's just true. A lot of people are here going to be this red line. So I want to take people who would be maybe a little green line like this, have my streamer games, and maybe they can go way bigger, you know? I want to give opportunity to people who will take advantage of it.
Brittle's been trying to sell this for me.
To someone who in a year
No working.
That's ultimately it.
Are you talking about the Ludwig course? Is Brutal selling you the Ludwig course? Also, hi, Chloe. Can we get a shout out for Chloe? You're talking about the Ludwig. You're talking about the Ludwig course. Okay. So Chloe, it's okay. How the Ludwig course works is basically like, it's supposed to give you like the fundamentals of like what your mind should be as a streamer, versus like, it's more like trying to change your mindset on like how you should like handle your streams moving forward, versus like is this going to make me money or not? Like, this is not like a get rich quick kind of thing. This is more like, how do I change my mindset on how I want to make content? How do I become less of a streamer and more like a content creator? Because I'm already getting a lot of good advice, and this is just day one, by the way. Like, look at my notes here. Like, these are all my notes. And this is day one. And I've gotten so much out of just day one alone from this. I would say, like, also, how you doing, bro? Can we get a shout out for Brutal as well? Mods. The dogs are here. You're so present for this. Oh my gosh. It's because like, I think it's because like, I do want to improve my content and figure out like how do I go about doing it? Number one, like I basically, the homework assignments are very crucial to how I kind of want to form myself as a streamer or as a content creator in general, because of like, number one, what are my goals? And number two, who are my goats? And a lot of that, based on those answers, kind of shows how much of a person I am wanting to be, versus, and also what kind of streamer I want to be. And then the other thing too is like, a lot of the advice that Ludwig gives, like, it is very much general, but when you basically break it down and sort of like analyze it a little bit, it makes so much sense. Like, being delusional is one thing. Being delusional is the kicker for you wanting to get started with streaming. Like, for example, like I had to be a little bit delusional. Like I was like, you know what, screw it. I'll just like be a content creator because I lost my job at a studio that I worked at because they laid off everybody. And I saw my friends streaming Destiny one time while we were doing a raid, and then I gave it a shot. And then I was going like, you know what, I am having fun with this. Let's keep going. You know, also fuck that studio. Yeah, true. Like I have words, but it's whatever. I just, so much of it goes into just being lucky. And my issue is there's a ton of tips of getting lucky, being niching versus being authentically you and hoping for the best. So that's the nice thing about Ludwig's things. It does like, it talks a little bit less about being lucky and more about like, how can I basically put myself in a position to be even more lucky than most other people? Like, for example, like one of the things is that, for example, like clip farming, like a lot of streamers, especially VTubers, and I'm not going to poke names here, is that a lot of their content is clip farming. Like most of them are just streams of their clips. That's the big one. For me, for example, that has like been building up a huge following is I just decided to change that up and started making animatics for myself. And that also has a little bit of luck there too, because I had to use like audio clips that are pretty much recognizable for most people. But for the most part, the visuals and the storytelling basically was able to help me go viral. And I also started growing on this channel more because of that. The other thing too is the amount of how long you stream as well. For example, the sweet spot is 4 to 6 hours according to Ludwig, which I think is perfect. A perfect amount of time, because I think somebody shouldn't be spending 8 hours or 9 hours with content that they're not going to be using. They should be using like 4 to 6 hours of content that they will be using for videos and long form and clips and things like that. And that's a very good, like, it's a really good way of like trying to figure out like the content you want to make. You fucking a studio? No, I didn't. No, we're not fucking a studio. That's a lewd. Also, hello there, Rashi. Welcome in. Thank you for the artwork, by the way, that you worked on. I really love it. I have it on my shelf right now. I can see it actually. So nice. I just feel like it's the same stuff digested. The nice thing about Ludwig is able to break down those like those sort of like regurgitated terms into more of a science that I think a lot of people should probably like really reassess. You're an inspiration for artists. I try my best. But at the same time, it's also like a series of like, there is a little bit of luck in play. I would say like for the amount of luck in it, I say it's like 30% luck, 70% hard work. I'll give it a chance once I get over my arrogance. I would say like, Shally, for your stuff, you do a lot of like, hold on, let me just like, I've noticed like with some of your content, you do a lot of like storytelling or story time content. You could probably play around with like your own artwork and try to make like animatics around that for storytelling. People love the shit out of those things. So and maybe even make it into a long form as well. That's the plan. I want to do long form. Same here. I'm currently figuring that part out myself with my long form, because I have TikToks down, I have Instagram reels down, I have YouTube shorts down. I need to figure out YouTube videos, which is my weakness. That's also another thing too, is that Ludwig is saying focus on what you're struggling at more so, and then hone that skill. That way it becomes a strength. Because like, for example, I'm good at like all the short form content because of my videos. I'm still terrible at long form. Like none of my videos involving long form barely hit 500 views. So we're going to try and fix that. Same. Yeah. Still though, I still recommend, like Chloe, I still recommend at least like just watching the videos and doing the homework, because by doing the homework and also like watching the videos, you get a better understanding of like how you want to be a content creator in a more broken down sense, rather than just like the general idea that any other big streamer would say. Because I think Ludwig genuinely, because there was things like Ludwig was talking about during the stream or things that he did that I was like, that gave me an aha moment.
Bitch. Ain't no
Nerdy Oni, thank you for the raid. Hello there, raiders. Welcome in. My name is Spectre HD. The bistro is closed for the night, and we are chosen your stream to keep the vibes alive. Your Oni Butler and Bistro Brigade are here to serve some fun. Let's make it a night to remember. Welcome in, Oni, and welcome in, raiders. My name is Spectre HD. I'm a Kaiju VTuber and an artist. I art, I vibe, and have a great time. We're currently doing day 1 of the Ludwig course right now. We're doing day 1 of Professor L's classes, and so far we already got a lot of notes. Like, let me just turn off the React window really quick. Like, look at all the notes I got from just day 1. Like, this is all day 1. I'm not even done yet. Welcome in, King Retro. I remember you from last night involving the tier list, including you, Nerdy. Welcome in, guys. Yeah, we're currently right now just going through the Ludwig course at the moment, and right now I feel like I've gotten a lot out of this course, and I think everybody who wants to basically be more of a full-time streamer and wants to actually like turn this into more of a career should watch these courses, because there's a lot in here that is being told that I feel like can help change your mindset on how you want to be a content creator. And even for like the first day, I already got a lot of stuff that really makes me want to change my mindset a little bit on how I want to make content. Is it on YouTube? Yeah, there is. This is on YouTube. It's called Every Lecture from Professor L's Classes, and it's on Ludwig's VOD channel, which I believe is like right there. Yep, it's on Ludwig's VODs. And this right here, you can watch. These are all the, by the way, these are all the days. And the nice thing is that Ludwig basically broke them down into different days. That way we could just come back to the same video and not have to worry about it. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to be honest. Like this is something that I wish I had when starting to stream, because this is really good information. And I'm going to be honest with you. Like there is one thing I really was very much like super impressed by Ludwig, because this nails it for like why he's a multi-million-dollar streamer. Where was it? Hold on.
I don't want to give opportunity to someone who in a year won't even stream.
Where is it?
5, you do not have to cater around other people in that sense. Total, yeah, what's up?
Like, you have set out days, or you just kind of...
I'm trying to find where he basically like said like nobody had YouTube channels here.
Guys, that is the end of my class. You guys have any questions for me? We're spending 4 hours providing new things. So if you're hungrier, don't even have YouTube channels, by the way.
All right, here we go. This is the comment.
Just know what the moment is that needs repackaging later on. VO will help you get the feel of the live stream feeling like an offline recording. That's the value of VO. Because you can basically carry through boring moments to moments that are more exciting. You can do a new intro now that you have the knowledge of what happened. Okay, so I think it comes down to voiceover and giving your editors more ammo to make a better product. Any other questions on the content funnel? A lot of you guys chit-chatting back there for how bad you are at YouTube. I've seen it. Okay?
That right there.
Chit-chat for how bad you are at YouTube. You're right. I'm just saying, sometimes it is really easy to just focus on the thing you are good at. Let's improve the thing we are bad at. Some of you here don't even have YouTube channels, by the way. I looked through all of your channels. We don't even have YouTube channels, or we haven't uploaded in 4 months.
That right there. Okay. I want everybody to basically understand what he meant by that. He looked through everybody's profiles and their YouTube channels and seeing if they uploaded either like within a month or within the last few weeks. This tells me how much work, how much effort Ludwig puts into the stuff that he does. And this is why he's also the one that gets like the brand deals and the multi-million-dollar stuff. He does his homework. He does his research. And that's the other thing too, is that for a lot of people that are doing content creation and want to do stuff, you got to do planning. You got to work on the thing behind the scenes. Like a lot of the stuff he's talking about, he does behind the scenes, like planning planning for streams, planning for collabs, planning for events, planning IRL content, things like that. But the fact that like he basically called out everybody that doesn't have a YouTube channel shows you that he put extra effort for something that he didn't even need to do. Even doing research on post times is super important. Like, for example, I upload around 12 o'clock. Why do I upload videos around 12 o'clock? It's because all the people that are working go on lunchtime and they doom scroll on TikTok, at YouTube, and Instagram for the most part. That's how I usually like. And I learned about that because of a friend told me about that. And then I tested it out and it actually worked because a lot of those times is when people are on their breaks. And that's when they're watching video content, watching like YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram the most. So I capitalized on that and it worked out well since then. Now, I don't think it's going to work the same way for long form because long form works a little bit differently. So I'm going to have to think about different upload times for that. But yeah, the fact that right there, and a lot of people don't really notice this about him, is that he puts in that extra effort to do research understanding of the people that he's working with, and why he thinks that most of them are going to fail despite having those big numbers. I gotta shorten my doom scrolling time. Crazy. And I think like a lot of people take the quit streaming thing on here the most, but I think the most impactful thing was that statement right there of him saying like, not all of them, I did the research on you guys, not all of you guys have YouTube channels. That just shows how much extra effort Ludwig puts into this and why he's the one that usually is getting the more brand deals. That's why he's a multi-million-dollar streamer for the most part. That's why he's making the big bucks. That's why he has a basically a sponsorship partnership with Red Bull and things like that. He does his homework and does everything like that. And that's what makes him stand out more is he does his homework. That's why he's giving them homework for class, because he's trying to weed out who actually wants to like take that extra mile, and he actually rewards people taking that extra mile, because the people that did the homework and came to class are now in streamer games, getting more opportunities and building and growing. So, and that's the kind of mindset I think that he's trying to push out with these courses, is the mindset of trying to not only think outside the box, but also taking that extra mile to turn something like a regular stream or something like that into something that can be used and monetized down the road. And that's what I really like about this first day, is because I don't know why I have the skill of picking up those little details. Maybe it's because I'm a film buff or something like that, or someone who's basically, I've taken a course, 2 courses on speeches and debates. Like I can tell when people have like this certain like this talking mindset in college settings and stuff like that, on like what their actual like reasons are for the way that they teach.
Coop them with your effort and energy.
Yeah, so what's the metric to get into streamer games? Like,
What's the metric to get into streamer games?
Yeah, what we got
honestly, I think it is people who I think are coming to this university and will genuinely be a big streamer one day. And not because, you know, they have a crazy amount of viewers now, but they care enough to do that. I showed you these numbers, guys. They are real. Like, genuinely half of you are going to fail, in the sense that you will have come to Streamer U and you will have nothing to show for it in a year. I mean, it's just true. A lot of people are here to be this red line. So I want to take people who would be maybe a little green line like this, have them at Streamer Games, and maybe they can go way bigger, you know? I want to give opportunity to people who will take advantage of it. I don't want to give opportunity to someone who in a year won't even stream. That's ultimately it. Any other questions? All right.
I stream 100 hours a month and my chat calls me a part-time streamer.
You stream 100 hours a month, your chat calls you a part-time streamer.
Yeah, but they won't stop.
What are you using the other time for? Is it for stream? If you're being honest.
A lot of the time that I spend off stream is like either planning stuff off stream, like planning stuff for streams, or sometimes I'm spending like quality time with my friends.
I would say, I don't know what your offline time is. 100 hours seems fine to me. I think chat's just being chat, and you just gotta ride with them.
Yeah, it sounds like chat being silly.
I think 100 hours is fine. I would think 120 to 130 is a sweet spot.
Hold on, what's that 100 hours split up between like a month worth of stream. Okay, 100 hours a month. So that's like, how many days is that in a month? Let me double check that. $100 in a month. I mean, that's like 4 full days, technically. So if you split, like, say, for example, that's like 4.7 days, 17 days. So say, for example, we split like 4 days worth of content on like several days. So that's like maybe like 2 to 3 hours a day or so, which isn't too bad. That isn't too bad. That's actually pretty normal for a typical streamer. So that makes sense.
My question is, what would you do if like you start up as like a YouTuber and like you're so used to like editing and like taking time, being intentional about that, and then going into like streaming and then feeling like you don't have like that editing and like that, I don't know, like what's the word? The control over product.
It's just because you're not confident doing it. If you did it 1,000 times, how many times you streamed?
Ah, there we go.
Like not that many times. That's it.
What do you remember when you first edited? Yes.
Like in my life?
Yes.
7 years ago.
Were you dog shit?
Yes.
Streaming is a skill. You got to stream to become a good streamer. That's step one.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, that's time. Y'all are good. Appreciate y'all being here. I will not be seeing you guys again. Guys, just to be clear though, I will not be seeing you again. You will be getting homework from me every day for the rest of Streamer U. It will be available on the website or your app, the Streamer U app. Okay.
All right, so that's the end of that class, which is honestly, I've still got a lot of insight just from this first course. The first day was definitely a lot of insight. I'm going to switch over back to music because I think we're done with day 1. So we're just going to put the music back on. There we go. Okay. So what have we learned so far from day 1? I think I've learned a couple things. Number 1 is be delusional about what you want to do, like dream big, basically. Have that drive, have that feeling if you want to go further than where you are. So you have to be a little delusional. I've learned that 92% of streamers tend to fail and quit after their first stream. Luckily, luckily for the people that are streaming, especially for my friends in chat that are still streaming, you guys are not in the 92%. You're actually in the 1%. So congrats. You also have to get lucky. Like, for example, like he did the star analogy, and one person in that class got rated in by Ludwig because they were just lucky. Now, granted, there's a modicum of luck involved. I would still say like the percentage of luck is about maybe 30-70-ish. 70% being the work put into it, and then 30% is that luck. Like, I would say it was lucky for me to basically get the networking that I got from Offkai with a bunch of bigger streamers because I got lucky one day and with the network I had. Now, granted, like I said, like it's just basically putting the work ethics, and then eventually somebody bigger is going to notice that good work you've done. That's just the idea. It's like work hard, which I would say like putting in the effort and putting in more than the average person is going to put more eyes on you, which means you have more chances for opportunities rather than just trying to basically just wing it and not have a plan. That's how I see it. Discipline in small things, and from there progress to the things of greater value. That's very important. Put discipline in the things that you're not only small, but also things that you don't want to do. For example, I need to figure out how to make a YouTube video. I never made YouTube videos. I know my first video was terrible because it only made about 200 views. But if I keep doing it and doing more of it, it's just going to get better and better. And then people are going to notice that. That's all part of like, just keep doing it, keep practicing it, keep improving, find shortcuts, find things that makes it work. For example, like my shorts and TikToks, Actually, I'll give you guys a good example. Let me give you an example. We're going to go to my YouTube page, actually. Specifically mine involving the shorts, because my TikToks were terrible when I started. So hold on, let me go to my my YouTube channel currently right now, because I recently I started doing YouTube. I did YouTube starting last year doing clips, and then it started blowing up later this year. Also, hello there, Dr. Locke. All right, let's see. So I'm just gonna go back down to like the start of like my YouTube videos. All right, let's switch over to the other channel. Okay, so here is like the start of my YouTube channel when I started out. Like this is the very start with everything. Like here's all the shorts I did. You see that? Look at them. They barely made any views. Like probably my best ones were like 500 views, right? Right? Like everyone sees that. Like you see how they're all like not hitting 1,000. Some of them are barely even hitting 100 on some of them. Brody, I ad break as soon as I join. Oh no. So we started trying doing other things. We hired different editors. I basically brought in doing other fun content, and you can kind of see now this one right here. This one specifically was a Cinder challenge, which again, despite the controversies, I still treat this as like one of my biggest videos that kind of put me on the map a little bit. Was the speed painting of her in the nurse outfit. Usually has the Twitch tags that turn off the algorithm, sadly. Ah, okay. But I say this one brought me on the map, I would say, because of the Cinder one. I used a big name, which led to more people dropping the video. But then afterwards, it kind of went back to the same, which is about 500. But I have noticed that instead of hitting like only maybe like 13 or 11 or just like 100, they started building up. They go from like, since then, that went from like only getting like only a few hundred to like 500 views to almost 600 views. And then eventually this led to me getting to over 1,000 for some of these. And then it just kept on like staying the same, like I was averaging around 800 to 1,000 for most of my videos, which was a good thing. I got more editors to work on some of these videos. And then I got like 10K on like one of them, and they started keep growing, and they kept growing. They kept growing. I just kept going at it. I kept making more videos, and I tried doing them weekly. And then I eventually started averaging about around 1,000. Now there were still a few cases where there was a time where like one video did terribly because the YouTube algorithm kind of messed up on that. But you can tell like the average was now hitting to 1,000 at this point, which is good because that means I'm getting growth. I'm getting more people engaging in that. Now, granted, this was being pushed by the algorithm and things like that. There was not people commenting on these videos. They were just watching the clip and then moving on. That changed specifically when I think the biggest part where it changed was when I made this video right here. This is the video that changed everything moving forward, because this was the beginning of my animatics. My animatics started blowing up to the point where it was not only getting views, but people commenting on them. I was getting engagement, because the more people that comment on your video, the more it's going to get pushed by the algorithm to more people to comment in. This was my first one, which was this funny little bit between me and EXO. That got me 12,000 views. The next video was the Hat of Discipline, which got about 33,000. And then it just became like an average thing where I was averaging around 1,000. Now there were a couple of outliers. Like this one, I think was like messed up by the algorithm. I don't know. I never understood why, even though I re-uploaded this like twice. Sometimes that can happen. I would say like, don't get discouraged. Keep uploading as well. Even if the video is not doing well, just keep uploading. Sometimes they'll do better later on too. That's also true about YouTube content and YouTube videos in general, is because of the fact that a lot of it is also a slow burn. Like the first day, it's not going to get as many views, but probably in the next like week or so, it'll get like 300,000 views, like some of my stuff. And now I'm averaging about at least like 5,000 to like 10,000 recently, which has been like an incredible thing. the more you hear a sound and think, oh, Spec could do, and then realize he's not only used the sound in that second guess it if he did, and the more you realize you recognize sounds because he used them. That's also true too. Like I've been noticing, like I've also became a trendsetter too with these, because I've noticed more people have been making more animatics after I start posting these recently. Like I think I'm starting to become also a bit of a trendsetter because of it as well. But yeah, as you can see, I'm averaging at least like 5,000 to like 30,000 depending on the video. But again, like I said, I got to here because I started here. Just a reminder, all right? Like I had to start somewhere, and I just kept doing it. That's the same thing that Ludwig is saying. It's just like keep going at it, keep doing it, keep improving it, finding ways to improve it, and keep growing, finding what works and what doesn't work. Now again, like for me, I was lucky to have like that skill because I was in the same boat as everybody, like trying to be a clip farmer, essentially. And then I sort of shifted my skill into something that I really love doing and making fun little videos out of them, like these. And people really enjoy these because they don't really see the streamer anymore from these. They see more characters in a story. And I'm really happy that this has turned out the way that it did, because I think we need more of these in the VTuber space over like clips. Like we can turn clips into like these things. That's what Fifi's doing right now. Like, hold on, let me pull up Fifi. Like Fifi VT. Let me just like, can I find one that isn't like sus? Okay. Now Fifi's doing a similar thing. Fifi's doing a similar thing with her videos, which is these animatics, but they're all around her clips, which makes them more interesting. And she's getting like thousands of views from these alone, more so than her actual clips in some cases. And I know Fifi, she works really hard, and I really like enjoy. Also, I really need to know how she's doing, but but this is basically like how it's been working for her. Is these animatics do really well, more so than the actual clips, which is crazy. Fifi has motion, exactly. But yeah, that's basically the idea is that it's not the fact that it's more or less of like trying to do more of something. It's more trying to improve on something you're bad at. Like, for example, I was bad at making clips and making short form. And you know what? I kept on doing it over and over again until I figured out my own niche and my own patterns, and I got better at it. And then now I have videos and shorts. Like the thing is, my YouTube shorts are my least viewed shorts right now. If I go to Instagram, on the other hand, like let me pull up Instagram. Like I got stuff from Instagram. Like for example, Instagram is another story. If I could just like pull that one up. Let me just pull our looking for window mode. Here we go. Yeah, if we pull up Insta, on the other hand, now this is also a good example because I started doing more Instagram Reels this year. Like I started probably around probably early April, mid-May. I started with Instagram Reels. I had other videos on here that were making like no views, but this is how it started out with the shorts, which was about maybe like 600, 700, which is not bad. But we kept going and doing more videos. Like, look at this one. This one's already at 24,000 right here. 11,000, 90,000, 27,000, 10,000, 60, 79,000 right here, by the way. And some of my top ones, which is like this one, 281,000, 423,000. All because I kept on learning how to do short form content and figuring out my skill and my niche and turning it into content in videos. You just got to put in the effort and the work. And that's what I'm saying. Like the Ludwig course sort of like breaks down this idea And I can safely say that Ludwig's course, I kind of am the example of like Ludwig's ideas in this sort of form, because I'm sort of learning as I'm going with this process. And it's showing with all the short form content. Now I want to be able to transition and work on long form content, because you know what? I want to make money off of this stuff. And that's my next thing, is like, that's the other thing too, is discipline in the small things, which translates to focus on your weaknesses. That way they become strengths. And that's what Ludwig is trying to say, is that try to work on stuff that you're bad at and get better at it. That way they become a strength for you. Now, I want to kind of go over like my goals a little bit before we wrap up today. I want to talk about my goals, and then who are my goats? What are my goals and who are my goats, basically, from this, from this course. So the first homework that he provided was, what are my goals? The first goal is to get monetized on YouTube. That is a big goal for me, because if I can get monetized on YouTube, that is another stream of income that I can use to make more content. I need that. That is a top priority. The next goal
Keep your
is
head on a swivel, little bitch. Ain't no telling we might
Ollie
slide.
Dandelion. Thank you for the raid. Dandelion raid. Let's go. Welcome in, raiders. My name is Spectre HC. I'm a Kaiju VTuber and an artist. I art, I vibe, and I have a great time here. We are currently right now just going over the Ludwig course for day 1. And I am currently trying to talk about what are my goals and who are my goats. How you doing, Dandelion? What were you up to? Science and technology? What were you working on? Dandelions are yumming. Don't eat the dandelions. But yeah, we're just currently talking about like what are my goals from the Ludwig course at the moment. One of them is get monetized on YouTube. I'm going to be currently trying to figure out more long form videos for this month and next month as well. Although I think I might try to upload next month, or try to get a video out for next month involving that. That way I can try to get more used to it. My other goal is I want to get back into shape. Despite how everyone saw me at Offkai, I want to get into more shape. Because I want to feel more confident about myself. Like, the more confident I am, the more I want to be able to do stuff like this, and then keep to that schedule and regiment. I was teaching / explaining chat how to use StreamerBot for use for us VTubers. Nice. I definitely love the fact that we're basically continuing the train of like teaching new streamers. I love that, because I'm kind of doing that here too with like Ludwig's course that I'm taking, because I just finished day 1 and I'm kind of breaking down like what he's talking about. Yeah, we talking life goals. They're both life goals, and they're also streamer career goals at the same time. Like, for example, getting to shape. I want to get into shape for myself, because I want to basically be able to do this for a long time. And I want to feel better about myself. Like, I already look like I'm in a good shape, but I want to feel like I'm in good shape, you know? And also I want to get a certain body type that I really want to get. My next goal is to get close to partner numbers on Twitch by the end of the year. By that, I mean, I want to have an average about 50 to 60 concurrent viewers. Currently right now we're hitting about 25. But I feel like the more I keep like doing content, and the more I keep doing videos and streams and having a consistent schedule, I think we can hit those numbers before the year's up. I think that is very much possible. Yeah, dude, I watched Ludwig's classes from Streamer University recently. Great topics, not gonna lie. Yeah, we're currently going through that. We just went through day 1, and then tomorrow we're gonna go through day 2, and then we're just gonna keep going through each one throughout the next few days. Like, that's the plan for these streams. These next few streams are going to be taking the Ludwig course. And then I'm basically going to be posting my homework on Twitter. Like, I'm going to write these down, and then I'm going to post them on Twitter so that even Ludwig can see it and give me a score. I'm literally going to call Ludwig out and go like, hey, can you grade this? Sounds exciting. Exactly. Like, I want to be like, the thing is, like, I think any creator should take the Ludwig course and try to get an idea of like what kind of streamer they want to be. Soon enough, Spec will be as big as he is IRL. I don't know. it's gonna be. I feel like it. I feel like that part can be possible depending on where things are going. But yeah. But yeah, that's my other goal is to get close to partner numbers. Next year will be host more events. This could be things like maybe a tournament or like a game show or like bigger collabs, like larger collabs, things like that. I don't want to call collabs because I want to treat them more like events or like big things, or like if they're smaller, there's more things that are more closer to my friend groups rather than bigger names, which I'm trying to like sort of I'm kind of relabeling how I want to treat collabs moving forward per se. And I think if you are a small streamer and you want to collab with people, it's best try to not go for the big names. Go with people that you can just vibe with. That could be people that are in your friend group. That could be people you've vibed with in previous collabs and things like that. Like you want to basically like collab with people that you have a good vibe with, because what comes out of that is better content and better interactions that you can turn into clips or videos or long form, more so than you have with an awkward situation with a larger creator, which can stifle a relationship. It's also the reason why it's also one of the reasons why I kind of really do collabs a lot, is because of that reason, even though I have like big names that I can call upon. It's because I rather collab with people I have a good vibe with more so than the numbers. Anywho, I gotta run. Good luck with following all the classes. Take care, Dandelion. Thanks for raiding into me, and thank you for bringing your community over to my place. I'll be sure to I'll take good care of them. Sounds like good activities to look forward to. Exactly. Oh, goodness. Hold on. Okay. My other thing is also doubling my revenue from all sources, from sponsorships, merch, YouTube, and commissions as well. I want, like I said, I want to make this like a more of a full-time thing, where I am currently trying to, where all of this is basically helping me stay afloat, which again, it's doing a good job with that, but I feel like we can push it further with things like YouTube ad revenue, sponsorships, things like that, merch drops. And that involves making more content. That way we can get more eyes on this stuff and follow them into there. Everyone hydrate, stretch, and remember to give your eyes a break from screens. Exactly. GG, all the snacks. I already have a list for what to focus on getting for Anarchy, Salem, and Bess. I haven't eaten all the snacks yet, Max. I'm still going through them. I've already went through like 2 bags though. But I still have the snacks, which thank you, by the way, because those things held me over for 2 flights. That was like an 8-hour flight between like 2 different airports. And also I need to send the picture of like the one flight where I was like the only one going to Phoenix. Shrimp chips are a definite on my list. Can you send me more of those shrimp chips? Those were really good. Like, not gonna lie, I was literally munching on those like throughout the weekend. Like, those were really good. Okay, the other thing I learned from this is have schedule streams and also schedule everything else. I have behind me is a whiteboard that has a calendar on it that I write down all of my days that I'm going to be streaming, that I'm going to be uploading, that I'm going to be doing stuff, that are also which days are my off days, which are very important in streaming. Also, the big thing, take days off as a content creator. If you do not take days off and you're just streaming 24/7, you're going to burn out and quit. That's just a fact. Like, take days off. Find days where you can just like take for yourself. It could be either like just chilling, working on a video, or just like anything that doesn't involve streaming. Like for me, I don't stream on weekends. Surprise that you guys know. I don't stream on weekends. I make those days as days where I can actually like go out with friends, have a good time, maybe go see a movie or just hang out at their house, play games. I'm not like trying to focus on stuff or focus on work related stuff. It gives me a peace of mind and resets my brain a little bit. That way I can come up with new ideas. And that's what he's also trying to teach here. Um, next up, who are my goats? I wrote Ray Narvaez Jr. Why? Because he has a good personality and he's very authentic. Because I've talked to Ray when I was at Offkai, and he's the same personality as he is versus when he's offline. And he's a very chill dude. And his content, he always focuses on personality and his authenticity to the game, no matter what game that is. Even if the game's terrible, he always tries to make it fun and entertaining. Like, for example, like the best one I think is his Little Hope playthrough. That game is terrible. But he made it funny because he basically recognized one of the actors being the hey wait, you guys get paid meme. And he rolled with it for the entire stream and it was very funny. Love shrimp chips. Shrimp chips are good. But yeah, that's why I like Ray's, because his personality and authenticity on streams translates well into every game that he does. Because everyone's there for him, not really for the game. And that's what I kind of like, sort of like, want to be in terms of my personality, per se. The next one is Ina Ninomai. Ninomai. The reason why is that her artistic skills are extremely highly skilled. I already know she works in the industry based on those skills alone. And if you look hard enough, you can tell who she was in the past. And for the most part, I look up to Ina as a way to basically improve my art skills when it comes to art streams, as well as my arts involving merch and designs. So that's why I put her down as one of my goats. She's actually like, surprisingly, like, Ina is not the most like engaging when it comes to her content, but her skills are just so good that people still enjoy watching them. The next one is Momotex. Momotex is basically like a both mix of Ray and Ina Ninomai a little bit, because she has the energetic energy of Ray, but also has the same art skills, if not like similar art skills to Ina. So she's like the all-rounder, basically. Not to mention she's also super sweet, and she's also developing her own game. But yeah, that's basically those are my goats right there. And I have reasons for them. And they're all people I still watch to this day. Probably not their most recent streams because I've been busy, but I've watched most of this. In terms of the content I've watched the most, it's probably these three. Specifically. I've also been recently just watching like Phantom and Kai Cenat stuff, because I want to get an idea of like the kind of content for like more like just chatting stuff as well. Because I want to try to like also do things more like just chatting streams or vibing streams with friends or podcast streams and things like that. Now I will say, is that, yeah, these are my goats. And I think that was the homework for Monday. This was the homework before the class started, which was, what are my goals? So I'm going to write these down and post these on Twitter later after stream. That way I could just like have a little bit of time to decompress after stream. But those are my goals and my goats. Best hours to stream. According to like the consensus, like especially from Ludwig, is that the best hours are 4 to 6 hours. If you go more, say for example, like 8 to 12 hours, you're wasting your time. You can focus that energy into making more content or planning more content rather than trying to go 4 to 8, instead of going to like 8 hours. As much as like streaming for 8 hours is fun, unless you're able to do it, that's fine. But I wouldn't recommend going 8 to 12 hours unless you have like an actual plan. Say for example, like doing a subathon or something like that. I would say like the most optimal is definitely 4 to 6 hours, because if I pull this up, there are peak hours for the streams that you do specifically. Like if I go to the if you go to like this Twitch dashboard and go to analytics and go into research. Like let's take just chatting, for example. I'm going to pull this up really quick. Like look how, we're going to switch this to any to make this worldwide. There are points where there's peak viewership and then there's lower viewership, right? What you want to do is you want to hit these peak viewership times at most. Now, they also tell you the times here, but these give you like a sense of like when it's peak and then when it goes down. Your stream time should be the same way, because like, for example, if you start here and go for like, say 4 to 6 hours, this is when you start to rate out because you're at the peak hours with the most viewers. Because it will be inputted into the algorithm as you're averaging this amount of time with this many people. And then just keep at it. If you try to go further, your viewership will actually probably go down because of people and time zones. Because say, for example, not everyone can be up for several hours watching your stream. That's impossible. Unless they're like people who basically like willing to like go an entire day without that and be super fans, which is rare. But a lot of times your viewers will sometimes go to bed or go to work. I've had people say that they're going to go to bed and things like that on stream multiple times. So you have to put that into account for how long you're going to be streaming for, because it's better just to have good hours and good consistent hours of like 4 to 6 hours of stream rather than go 8 hours with like no plan. Not to mention, you can use those hours to plan for the next stream as well. So I would say the sweet spot definitely for me is probably going to be like 5 hours per stream, 4 to 5 hours for me, because I need to work on videos and I need to work on commissions. I need more time to do that off stream. Whereas on stream, I want to be able to do stuff like this, where I'm being more energetic, more crazy, more stuff like that. Not to mention, a lot of streams put a lot more energy into the day. So if I try to go 8 hours, 12 hours, I'm not going to have as much energy the next day. I would need to take a day off. I would burn out easily. That's at least what I got from this. Another big thing, and I think this is the really big one, that a lot of people, especially VTubers, often don't really do as much, is treat streams like recording. The thing is, like, you want to be able to turn at least most of your content on streams into video content down the road, because if you're just streaming just to stream for a hobby, that's fine. But if you're streaming to try to also grow and have a brand and things like that, you need to make sure that you're streaming it like you're doing a live recording. Similar to how like sitcoms do live studio audiences and things like that, or live performances. You want to be able to try and emulate that in your streams. That way you can record them, go back, edit them down, make a video, make money. And that's the big thing right there, is that a lot of streamers, especially VTubers, don't do this. Like, for example, Ludwig's example where he was able to make 6 videos out of just one stream. That was one stream, and he made 6 videos out of it and made about almost $30,000 off of that one stream. That's huge. And we're going to probably steal that concept for later streams, because we could do variety. And again, variety can be a little bit of hit or miss with people, but if you try to basically make a stream that has like different stuff for you to do, and then you can turn them into different videos. Like, for example, I could do a stream involving critiquing somebody's art. I could do a stream involving playing Slay the Spire. I could do another stream where it involves drawing a speed painting. I have multiple options to work with here. I have multiple videos working from one stream, and that's fine. Now, if you want to basically just make one video from one stream, that's also fine too. But yeah, that's basically called the content funnel. Basically funneling your streams into other forms of content, per se. Which is something I need to get better at, especially with long form. Yeah, I've also put, like, Professor Arrow puts more effort into it. He does put a lot more effort into all this stuff. And that's a good thing, because I think what makes Ludwig stand out compared to other streamers is he puts actual more effort into the content that he makes. And he actually puts in, like, he also sees the potential from other people as well. And that's what makes him want to bring people on to streamer games, people who are actually really hungry for this. Because I see Ludwig's teaching methods are similar to like the teachers I had back in art school that were like, no bullshit. Here's what you actually need to do. And here's how it actually works, rather than giving you like the cookie cutter answer that every other like administration would tell you. And I always enjoy teachers like that. I always gravitate towards teachers like that growing up too. Like I've had no bullshit teachers for the longest time that gave me like the best advice when it came to art. So seeing Ludwig do the same thing, I'm going to be like, I'm going to be basically hitting this hard off stream and trying to get this down to a science. And hopefully one day I can be able to like sort of transfer this information in a more digestible way that isn't like, I guess like is also no bullshit, but also like in a way helpful. Because again, the problem is like a lot of people tell the similar information, but they don't give you like the details. Ludwig definitely gave the details on this. Whew, man. But yeah, we went through all of this. We got all these notes. Like, holy crap, this is a day one. This is just day one. I'm gonna probably have to make like a whole board of just all my notes from Ludwig's course. Also, I highly recommend this. I rather nobody basically the best way that you can get the information and understand it is just watching the course. Don't go to like Reddit or like YouTube or stuff like that where people made like simplified versions of it. I think people need to actually watch the videos and get the information from the horse's mouth, because you can get better information out of that will better suit your idea and style. Because if you get it from somebody else that is sort of regurgitating the idea, you won't get the full like understanding of what Ludwig and his course is trying to teach you. I think I learned a lot more than what I could have with a Sparks Notes, basically. Like it's the difference between someone who read the book versus someone who uses Spark Notes, basically. If that makes any sense. But yeah, that should be it from me today. We do have like 30 minutes, but I'm probably going to end a little bit earlier than normal. Mainly because I do have to get some work done off stream. I will be back tomorrow for day 2 of this. I think this is definitely like a good, thing to learn off of. And I'm definitely going to be making videos about this moving forward for sure. We're going to put snooze on for right now. I know who to raid into though. Because they are currently live right now. Just gonna double check really quick. Gonna go throw you guys at Anarchy. Like I said, I want to try to maintain like my hours properly. Like tomorrow will probably be a 4-hour stream. Yeah, Anarchy is currently still live right now. She is reacting to some videos and working on a new costume. So we're going to go right into Anarchy. So you guys know the drill. Top is for subs, bottom is for followers. Be sure to copy the right ones. We're going to go right into Anarchy. I'll be back tomorrow for day 2 of the Ludwig course. I'm going to post my my homework on Twitter, and I'm gonna @ Ludwig for it. But yeah, that's gonna be good. Thanks for the stream. Thank you guys for being a cool little team that is joining me for this course. I know this is not my usual thing, but we are trying to basically learn something here, and I'm gonna try and use this as a way to sort of like, I guess, restructure everything with my streams per se, while also doing it live, if that makes any sense. All right, I'm going to start the raid right now. I will see you guys tomorrow. Oh yeah, also one thing, I might need to push back Thursday's stream a little bit because I do have to take somebody to the airport around the same time. So we're probably going to have to push it back a little bit. I think we're not going to be able to do it since we have a collab on Thursday. But I will see if I can try to do... We'll figure it out. We're probably going to not do the course on Thursday. We're probably going to have to push it back at least a day. But yeah, that's it for me, guys, today. Thank you guys for stopping by. Remember to stay safe, stay healthy, say hi to Anarchy from me, and I'll see you guys on the next stream. Have a good rest of your evening. Bye-bye.